That's your job.
Yeah, it's fine. We didn't actually do anything yet. Anyway, recording started. We're good.
All right. And you all continue further pursuing that initial hole that you had come in through. The time of coming down out of the stillborn moon was about midday, and this would be over the course of the next hour of travel as you would move as carefully as possible. There we are. Nice. And as of your stealth checks, it's a very zigzag pattern that you all need to take in order to maintain a comfortable level of stealth. Vishanti would use his speed once again to his advantage with his cat-like agility and would hop from land bit to land bit and would essentially map a path for everyone else to follow, one that has the least amount of contact with the lower territories and the actual swampy water itself, seeing as you have wised up to the fact that most of the corpses seem to rise out of the water, and avoid it you would. After about an hour's travel of carefully keeping yourselves as low as you are, you do spot this enormous tree that seems to have splintered about 50 feet up. It's hard to say just how high this huge tree trunk would have sprawled into the sky, but it does look like the lower roots do allow for a small entrance into the grounds. But due to your good perception checks, you would see that there is a curious sight from within. Vishanti, you leading the party, would hop over to investigate, seeing as this is the first semi-dry, suitable hole in the grounds, and you see that there is a large tangle of vines that are within, and you would see that there's actually a little bit more to it.
Take out my daggers and start cutting some of the vines away.
You are making your approach and are attempting to cut at some of the vines. All right. Go ahead and just make a dagger attack roll.
What the fuck is that?
19 and 6. Okay. You would slice at the first of many vines. And as you take that first slice to try to carefully get at this thing, you would see the entire mass quiver, and you would see many of these skulls crack as many of them would turn to look at you. As you would see, a tentacle is returning the favor, as you are getting a attack coming at you.
Oh,
What's your
hell
AC?
no. Hell no, I'm backing the fuck up.
Alright, well, this is still getting the attack at you given the reach. What's your AC?
It is 16.
Alright, it rolled a 17. There we are. You take 13 bludgeoning damage as this mass of bodies, putrid flowers, and tentacle-like vines would begin to slowly uproot itself, trying to pursue you, although it seems a bit on the slow side, as you quickly would dash out before further wounds could be sustained. Everyone else would see this and would hear the churning of bones cracking, and it sounds like a tree snapping, and something is moving in that hole.
Vishanti, what did you do?
Fuck up.
Yeah, there's a joke about cats and curiosity there, but I feel like we got bigger problems.
Move!
Yeah.
Running away from it.
All right.
I'm going to move 50 feet away from it and hold my action to dash. And I'm going to see how far this thing can run.
Okay. For context, this thing has 20 feet of movement per turn and is not trying to sprint because it just woke up. So you all are easily enough able to maintain a pace to get away from it and leave it within the mists. Which I presume you're going to be doing your due diligence to avoid confrontation.
Yes.
That you would. And further into the rot waters you would go. Seeing as that potential shelter was a no-go, onward everyone would continue. Going off of previous perception checks, Dismas, you would spot a curious sight, an additional 20 minutes of travel further south. You would see that there is mostly stillness among the vines, but there's curiously a loose vine from a particularly high branch that seems to be swaying back and forth in a non-existent wind. You would see that at the end of this vine, tied off at the end, is what looks like the tiny profile of a very small humanoid. Probably no more than 1 foot in height. It is being hung upside down, so it seems.
Seems we got a recent person here. That or recent corpse.
Need to keep moving.
They might still be alive.
Could be a trap, too.
Now, quit your complaining.
Poor,
It's getting
poor
up
bastard
on
was
me.
probably too teeny tiny to cut it.
I'm going to
I
be
swear, don't
quiet,
touch anything here. You're gonna
Shut-
wake something up again.
and I'm going to investigate what it is. This time I ain't going to touch it or whack it with a dagger.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're approaching, but you're, readying your dagger attack, you said?
No, I'm not going to attack it with my dagger.
Okay.
How high up is this figure from the ground?
So this humanoid is only about, again, 1 foot in length. It's maybe the profile of an infant, and it is, again, it's got wrapped at the vine by its ankle and is swaying back and forth. It's about 50 feet away from you currently.
Yeah. Being cautious, I am going to get close enough stealthily to get a more detailed look.
Roll stealth.
Okay. I think Vishanti was coming with.
Yep, Vishanti, you may roll stealth as well, unless you're just going at it.
What the fuck? It denied me my 16.
You both would stay low to the brush and would minimize your presence even further, and would get up close. And you would see, as you close the distance in the mist parts, the humanoid shape that is swinging from this vine upside down by the ankle would come into clear view. And it appears to be this decrepit doll that is almost rotted with age for however long it's been here. Why it's swinging in motion is not entirely clear, but it would slowly turn within its motions, and you would see that among the matted and mostly moth-bitten hair are these 2 red, beady eyes within its face, which is cracked and decaying. And you could almost hear within a low whisper, very difficult among the ambiance of the rot waters. It's almost as if something is emanating out of its mouth, as though it's trying to produce some sort of broken down sound. Perhaps there's an arcane mechanism responsible.
Or this is what Mr. Bones is using. Security cameras.
You know, the moment you said decrepit doll, I'm like, you know what, fuck that shit, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nefarious does this doll look?
It's about a crisp 7.
Yeah, no. Oh, me and Shanti will sneak away, keeping out of sight from that thing.
No, I'm already gone, my dude. I said fuck stealth. I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm out. I'm gone.
Off you would go, leaving that creepy thing to its own devices. To which I imagine everyone's continuing.
Yes.
Continue you would. And it would be the better part of 2 hours now. And by now, you're really hoping for something here as your clothes are beginning to get a bit soaked within the very thick humidity of the swamp. And, of course, having to occasionally leap and trudge through some ankle-deep green, filmy water. It does leave you with a disgusting slime on your ankles. But before long, you would successfully manage to find similar structures as before, the markers, as they do conveniently create a trail that you're able to follow as they would spread out in their network. And before long, you would come across a particular clearing. One that you recognize. This definitely looks like the place where you had found that original hold. I presume everyone is proceeding forward.
Into the place with the automatons?
Yes,
No.
this is the place. It looks like you found it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to delve in there right now. Perhaps we could find some other cave nearby, if that is all possible, if the group's with me on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
You may roll another round of perception checks as you make a mental note that you have found at least one thing you're looking for, but are continuing to find a safer shelter.
He's just gonna chill at the entrance as he takes out his painter's tools and starts painting the scenery around.
You would arrive at the entrance and would peer down. And as you do so, you would see, as you're looking into the dark, there is a new detail. You can see that there is a pair of rotten legs that are prone on the ground. The upper half is obscured by the right turn as it goes further into the hold. That body wasn't there before.
Okay.
Is there like a pebble or a rock nearby?
Plenty.
I'm gonna chuck one at it.
He would dig into the mud and would find a sizable pebble and would give it a nice flick of the wrist as it would against the rotten ankle of this body. There is no movement.
Yeah, take that, foot. Yeah, you showed him.
All right.
You know what? Because I can. I'm going to use one of my torches, light it, and chuck it at the body.
You're just going to throw a torch at it?
Yeah. A lit
All
torch.
right. You'd produce a torch, get a nice flame going. It takes a while. You really have to cup the flame to get it going, given the humid conditions. It actually takes a little bit longer than you would have liked. But you do manage to get a steady one going, and you would give it a good, steady toss. Just make an improvised weapon attack to see if you hit it.
Okay. That's just a straight D20 for me.
Sure.
11.
Hit it you would. As that flaming end would pelt right into the flesh, as there would be some smoke that would permeate from the rotting skin, as it slowly begins to take and burn a bit. Now, it's not lighting on fire, given the humid conditions, but you're slowly burning away at it as you can see that the still rotten leg is beginning to char. Still no reaction.
There. Leave it there. Finally, I get to burn the fucking dead body.
Technically, yes. All right. As for
Now
everyone
give me
else
that
who is
Painter's
looking
Tooth check.
for a shelter. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
You really
very
get the details.
descriptive. Finally,
The-
I get to burn the fucking body is the name of the painting.
The light of the torch would catch the rocks within this hole just right, along with the magical green sconces further in, and you just get all the details just right. Having feeling satisfied to have properly burned a corpse now, it seems to have inspired some handiwork, and you get a decent recreation of it on parchment, beautifully crafted from the paints of your trade. And as for everyone else, you would continue a little bit further south, but as the masses of rot and mud would continue to gain height away from the water table. As everyone would continue forward, it's mid-afternoon at this point. We are. And to your luck, there would be a collection of downed trees that seem to give perfect cover underneath a ravine. And given that you're on higher ground, the inside of the ravine, as you would scout it out, appears to be safe. Of course, there's the permeation of swamp gas and the occasional bubble that floats by around this area, but it looks like a safe place that you can hunker down and take a load off, which is a sight for sore eyes in a place like this.
Imagine this is the best we're gonna get today.
yeah, kind of smelly, but it's as good as whole as any. Wait, pause. Pause. I want to rephrase.
No,
Hold
it
on.
has been said.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Ugh.
Cobweb's gonna jump down and scope it out.
Jump down you would, as you're an expert on crags in the rock. And using your small stature to your own advantage, you would sniff the place out. And to your relief, there doesn't really appear to be anything in here. Nothing of use, but nothing of hazard. It's definitely suitable for a shelter.
Whoa. Hey guys, it's safe. Come down.
Any corpses down there?
None that I can see. It's just rocks and stuff. And
Get the
there's
torches
a
ready.
bubble down here, but he seems pretty chill.
Frickin' right.
Eh.
As he gives a glaring eye to everyone. Burn the corpses.
Yeah, we've learned our lesson from that. As Dagny will make her way into the shelter.
That you would.
They all follow suit.
And this
And I'll be the
shelter,
last
as you all would file in, the four of you, it's tight quarters. As for shelter for the night, you're not really sure of. It's only afternoon anyways. It's you at least got a good 4, maybe 5 hours before the sun would set anyways. But for the time being, it's suitable.
You said there was a bubble in here?
There's the occasional swamp bubble that would float by overhead, but one seems to be kind of floating around in the stagnant air here as well, with this green tint.
So let me see here. I believe prestidigitation may be possible for this. Yeah, I can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect such as a puff of wind. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use prestidigitation to try and push that bubble out of the shelter so that's not a potential danger to us.
Yeah, leaf blower it out of here.
Given that you've had plenty of time to work your magic with prestidigitation in similar manners before, you have no trouble escorting the bubble out as you make it vacate the premises.
Damn, you evicted him. He was here first, you know.
Yeah, but if we're going to be able to stay warm in here, the bubble is more of a hazard to us than anything.
I'm just yanking her chain, dude. I know he's not real. I know.
At which point she goes ahead and just kind of just collapses onto the ground onto her, just sitting up, legs like underneath her.
Suppose now as good as time as any. Silverhide, you mind telling me what the hell you were thinking back there? Letting that thing touch you?
It wasn't. I know it seems dangerous, but what he's willing to give in exchange is of high value to us.
Are you blind? There's
I'm
nothing
not.
good in that thing.
I know there's nothing good in it. You think I don't know that?
Well, I don't know what the hell you're thinking. Spilling all that info to that thing?
I
You're
didn't
painting a
tell him
target on
everything.
Highshire. And my kin as well.
I only told them about the creatures, not and the energy that we know of. Don't tell them anything about Highshire. Why would I do that?
Do you not even remember what you told that thing? Telling about people, offering it deals? You better not even be entertaining what that thing said back there. It's nothing but a monster. Don't you see that?
This one's a little confused about this whole situation. Didn't you say you wanted it to help Highshire?
I
The
did,
last
but
remnant of...
I did say that, but that's only if the Pillar of Commandments is willing to accept it as well.
You realize everything that came out of that thing's mouth is a lie. Don't you think it awful convenient for it to know this startographer you're looking for?
Or not even that. They're a complete stranger. You can't just open your heart like that to the first person you see out in the wilderness.
Do you have any clues to the next cartographer?
I know
My
how to
group and I have been looking for weeks. The fact that we had even stumbled upon one further south was a fucking miracle in and of itself. We haven't been able to find another one since. If what this lich is saying is true, then I have to at least take it the way it is. Believe me, I'm just as skeptical as you, but I see no other way.
And you're making a rash decision.
Hold on. Guys, let's look at our options here, okay? I get where you guys are coming from. But I can definitely see that Dagny is not exactly thinking straight. It's been a pretty long few weeks for everyone, all right? I'm just maybe she did what she did out of desperation. It's been a minute since we've had a win, you know? Although Dagny, I will say, I'm not going to trust that thing as far as I can fucking throw it, which admittedly is pretty far, probably.
I sure as shit can tell the whole situation is garbage. People are dying.
You say anything. You could have stopped me at any point.
And bring attention to it? One wrong move in there, all of its minions are coming down on our heads in its goddamned lair.
Agni.
Do you not realize that?
Hold on. Can you repeat that, Dagny? Can you repeat what this one just heard from you?
What do you mean?
Please repeat what you said, word for word.
She's just kind of stuck within herself.
Because that's the second time I heard you say that. It's. If I heard you correct, you said you were there, you could have stopped me. Why didn't you? Turns to the group. Did this one mishear? Was this one incorrect?
Yeah,
What are
Cobweb
you?
shrugs.
Dagny, please confirm. Was this what you said?
That is what I said.
Oh, that's a grave error right there. That screw the cartographer, screw that, screw everything. Right now on you. No one's anointed, but if anyone would be the driving force of this team, it would be you, Dagny. Since you have all the connections. But this one just heard that you have no self-control from your own mouth. That you rely on others to stop you. Where is your restraint?
How could I possibly not have? I find myself confused. The only thing that it has all this knowledge. It's been sequestered for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Asked me the knowledge that I get, and I gave it, and yet it gives me this one thing.
I'm not worried about that one thing, Dagny. I'm worried of what you will do. What you are willing to do. But more importantly, what you're willing to sacrifice for the cost.
If we were
That
not meant to meet this thing, then how did it know my name?
I don't care about that. Don't give me the sob story. Don't give me those teary eyes. This one needs to know how far you will go to achieve what you want.
I don't know. I'm scared of even the thought of it. If I wish I could remember what I saw that night so many weeks ago, but that's been taken from me. Whether for the sake of my own sanity or for the sake of the whole world, but it's nothing has gone right since then. This group is not the same as it was. Two people that were with me are stuck in Highshire, and three of them, one is basically on the brink of death, one is dead, and one is just in somewhere stuck in time and space. I'm the last connection, Vishanti.
What does that make us? Points to Bloody, points to Cobwebby, points to Speedy himself.
All
Does
I've
that make
left,
us?
I need you. I can't do this on my own.
He gives you a long look in your eyes. You see a lot of things crossing his mind. A lot of things he wants to say. A lot of things he doesn't want to say.
Know what I did was rash, but the thought of there being a startographer nearby is the only lead I have left. Yes, I know the dangers of finding this book. Yes, I know the dangers of letting this lich leave. He could very well destroy Highshire, but at this point the risks outweigh the cons outweigh the pros. Yes,
They sure
but
as
is it?
shit don't. You have no experience with these kinds of things.
You're right. I don't.
I do. Everything that comes out of things' mouth is a lie. It's nothing but self-serving, sadistic garbage. Look around you, Silverhide. A swamp of nothing but corpses. And that thing up there is the only thing with half a mind left. How do you think it got that way? Waggled its fingers, used a little bit of magic, cheat death like that? No. How many lives you think that thing sacrificed for itself?
Dagny, I know a lot has been on your shoulders. But this one, will need time to think if this one will continue working with you. First, we must find our way home. But after that, road's no longer so clear.
Wait. Hold on. Cobweb raises a hand. Home. I don't know about that. We can't exactly come back empty-handed. And also, the way things were looking, we might not have a home to come back to.
Maybe.
No, we have a way to get back home.
And well, oh yeah, you're right. That little, what do you call it? He snaps his fingers. The scroll. That thing. So I see no reason why we can't just escape the mire and explore other options. I don't know. Look around you. We're in pretty much uncharted territory. There could be anything out here. It's pretty obvious there could be anything out here. All I'm saying is, let's not be so hasty. And also, could we maybe hold off on this conversation right now? I've got a few bite wounds that are looking pretty gangrenous, and I need some sleep.
Honestly, the best option for us is to use one of the scrolls now and go back home.
You can't just tuck tail and fucking ditch the problem here. What if another one of your team stumbles upon that damn thing? Gets fooled by its words? Gives it the book? Or hell, it finds some other way to get it?
We tell the Inquisition.
What if it's too late?
Then we find the book and we destroy it.
You think those who fought against that thing haven't thought about that?
It said it needed the book to get out.
You know, wait. Dagny might be onto something there. Well, not destroying it, of course, but if we could get our hands on the book and get it out of the mire with that there scroll, it would at least postpone the lich problem, I suppose.
Better than postpone, it'll deny that damn thing from getting what it wants. Make sure
all of
nobody
us
gets their hands on that damn book.
Dismas, listen to me. We are out of our element here. The one person who is capable of fighting undead like this is stuck in time and space. I'm doing the best that I can here. And my only option is that we find this book, and instead of giving it to the Lich, we take it back to the Inquisition and let them deal with it.
That's what I'm talking about. Make sure this thing is denied what it needs. Let it rot here. Make sure that book doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Do that then. We find the book, and we head back to Highshire.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Agreed. But
She just
before
kind of
we get into high
she's
stuff,
just kind of slumps against the wall.
let's make sure we know what the contents of the book is, because unpopular opinion, this one believes that the leading parties of Highshire are inadequate to rule. Let's make sure we know what it is and the scope of its potential.
That's a good
Look
way
at
to
the
get yourself killed. Whatever's in that damn book, let it stay forgotten. Shit like this, anything connected to fucking undead, brings nothing but death and suffering.
So you would rather hand a book we know nothing about to people we know nothing about?
No,
If
I'd rather hand
anything,
it over to my kin. That way, we can make sure it stays buried.
you mean your people are used to dealing with undead?
We are.
Find the book first.
I feel like there's a story there. But I've lost too much blood to pursue it.
Enough of this. There's no point arguing when we don't have the energy to do so. I need to
Alright.
rest.
I'll take first watch.
All right. Everyone's taking a. What kind of rest are we doing here?
I think a walk.
Oh, I can do short rest if anyone else is down for that. But if anyone needs a long rest, I'm fine.
I do need a long rest because I need spill slots.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So, looks like we're going for a long rest. It is mid-afternoon at the moment, so you will be long resting as you plunge into darkness over those 8 hours. All right. So, first watch, that was who, Vishanti?
Yep.
All right. As everyone would take a load off and would blow off some well-needed steam, having laid everything onto the table and trying to process everything that immediately transpired over the course of the passing day. While Vishanti, you would take a leap atop the felled trees that are giving this ravine shelter, as you would keep a keen eye out for anything that would set you off. And you would notice something funny about an hour into your watch, as everyone below you is taking rest. You would see that among the far side trees, there is something of a rustling that is going on about 50 feet out. There is a crunch of soaked branches being stomped down by some force, followed by another, and then another, at around 1 to 2 second intervals, as you imagine there is something of considerable size that is passing through the nearby brush, just out of view.
I'm going to get low. What is my elevation like compared to that side?
So it's up on one of the higher banks, and you are currently sitting on top of the pile of felled trees, so you're roughly even with it.
Okay. I'm going to take out my short bow, notch an arrow. Not draw it yet, but I'm going to carefully scan the perimeter with greater intent.
Okay. We go off of your previous perception, and you would watch whatever's over there with bated breath. And you would see this faint tealish shimmer among the trees. And you're trying really hard to focus on what's within them, but you don't really see anything part from the branches. You just see moving branches. And you're staring at this thing as it slowly is climbing up and away from you, but you still can't quite make out what's going on. All you see are just moving branches. And then it hits you. You see what's moving. A tree is in motion, walking as though humanoid, and seems to have a shimmer of auric energy as it would make its way through the dead brush.
I'm gonna go over to Mr. Bloody, softly put my hand over his mouth, and shake him a little bit. Hey, hey, wake up slowly and quietly.
Are you sleeping on the ceiling again?
Yeah.
You guys are like Spider-Manning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just straight up Nosferatu on the fucking ceiling.
With my hand still over your mouth, I start poking your forehead. Hey, hey, wake up.
Quit it. What?
I need to tell you, you need to look over here. Am I hallucinating? Am I seeing a tree fucking walk?
I'll peek my head out cautiously.
Point where the tree was walking.
You can see that there is a motion off about the better part of 100 feet, and through the thickness of the fog, there was a faint blue shimmer that is among the leaves, but you don't see a creature, although you see branches in motion, rustling, parting. Hard to be certain.
I'd say we better throw caution to the wind. Either to trigger the eye, or you saw what you saw. Let's just keep hunkered down and keep an eye out for it.
This place is... This one wants to return back to his home now. Alright.
Continuing on.
Yeah, with my watch.
All right. You would continue your watch, going off of the previous perception roll, and the rest of your time would come and pass as you are still at rest and coming within some level of guarded comfort among the rot waters, as your watch would end without further incident.
Eeny, miny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother said to pick the very best one. Y-O-U, red, white, and blue. Pretty flowers on you. Alright. I softly kick Dagny in the knee.
Really?
Your turn, princess. Also
Not-
careful, there's walking trees.
Shouldn't surprise me. There's definitely evidence of arc energy here. Very slowly gets up, kind of stretches her legs out. And goes to take watch.
He sits down and sleeps. Or tries to sleep at least.
"14. As you would perch yourself atop the felled trees and would keep your head on a swivel as light is becoming increasingly hard to keep a keen eye on, but you do what you can with what you have as the rays of muted sunlight would trickle through what you can discern, and more the light of day would fade as there is this tense stillness within your time watching. The only thing that is really of stimulation would be watching those rays continue to die out as the thick canopy does not allow for much sunlight, even in high noon. And among you, you are greeted by the growing shadows of night. As last light would pass, and you would plunge into the darkness surrounding everything. Keeping an eye out for what you can still see among the darkness and mist, there wouldn't be very much that really grabs your attention. Nothing more than a sinking feeling in the back of your head. Just a passive something that's preventing you from really relaxing in any meaningful capacity. You just can't help but feel off. But in spite of that, your watch would come and go, and there would be no further incident.
This feeling, did it feel like I was being watched?
Not necessarily. It's just a feeling that you are not necessarily safe. Like a passive paranoia.
Um,
You
I
would look
will.
Yeah, you would look up towards the canopy and vines to feel somewhat safe as you watch the mist swirling overhead, and as your eyes plunge into the lower recesses of the swamp and the water table of the green filmed water line, that's when the anxiety begins to rise a little, but there's no real source.
Uh, slowly moves away. She is gonna approach the sleeping Dismas. Is she getting a good look at his face?
I'm still sleeping with the mask and hat on. You imagine there's probably some things in place to keep them affixed firmly, even when I'm pulling Spider-Man shit.
Ah, yes. Safety bobbins.
She's gonna try and take the mask off.
Ooh. Now, Dismas, you are asleep. I will grant you a perception roll.
Okay.
Don't get in that one.
Oh shit.
There would be a light grazing that would grace your mask, and you being the person you are, your eyes would shoot awake at the sensation.
I will continue to feign being asleep.
Okay.
Catch her in the act.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try as quietly and as carefully as I can to try and remove the mask.
Now, Dagny, keep in mind that inside of this crevice and the darkness of night within the rot waters, visibility is very poor. You had to feel your way back within the crevice, and it took you a while to even get a hold of exactly where Dismas was, so what you can see is particularly limited. But if you're continuing,
Shit. I do have a torch in my inventory, so
Couldn't you make a small little light for with prestidigitation or something?
Yep.
Do a Harry Potter Lumos.
Lumos, not Lumos.
yeah, I'll just use prestidigitation to produce a small light.
all right, you would produce some faint light at your fingertips as to give some illumination to where you're feeling, and would slowly begin to pull back Dismas's mask. And Dismas, I will let you narrate as she would lay eyes upon what lay beneath.
Okay. Usually Dismas has his lower face to show, because the mask only really covers the eyes and bridge of the nose going upwards. As for what's hidden, the left eye is covered by a patch. As for the skin around it, there is a deep gouging scars, which would obviously put two and two together to see that left eye is entirely missing, and judging from the scars, it seems it's been gouged out. But beyond that, his face would appear really young, even though he did mention that he's around 300 years old. He would appear to be around mid 20s, barely hitting 30. Obviously, the black hair that's kind of tucked into the back of his cloak. Obviously, super pale skin.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, after a few moments of staring at him, the eye snaps open. And as for that particular eye, the whites of the eyes, or what should be the whites of the eyes, are this pitch black, similar to the coloration of his blackish blood. As for the pupil, it is blood red, slitted, akin to a snake almost, and has a nefarious kind of crimson glow to it, mildly.
Okay, one moment, please. Yeah, the minute your eye opens, she kind of jolts back and she, like, unceremoniously drops your mask on the ground. And the light instantly snuffs out.
You all right
I'm
there?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. You know, you could have just asked.
Suppose I'm no better than Vishanti, huh? Curiosity and all that.
I wear that to keep people at ease. Wouldn't do to have this eye staring at him all the time.
Stand. Yeah, but if you could keep watch, try and stay out of view of the water. I think the dead are watching us.
Alright. Silverhide, another thing.
Yes.
Wasn't my intention to start a fight earlier. You need to understand. These things, undead. Nothing good comes from them.
Kind of silent for a second, but then she'll say, much of my childhood have been plagued by a sickness. I've been introduced to the best clerics and healers in all of Highshire, but they help for a while, but nothing's really cured it. And ultimately was partially helped through Rin's inventions, but it's still there, and I don't know, being here, I can just I'm sort of reminded of the whole prospect of death. I think when I joined the cartographers, I just kind of had this semblance that I would be able to see enough of the rest of Helios before I ultimately passed on. But being here now, I don't think I really want to. And coming face to face with the Lich, it stirred something in me.
see.
Think that to live beyond death, to not worry about any sickness or other limitation is it's enticing, and I'm not sure what to do.
Immortality is a fool's game. You need to understand that. Those things, undead, they're not the people that they once were. Anything human, good, things like that, they don't have it. It's not going to be you that comes out the other end of whatever vile ritual or sickening sacrifices to cheat death like that. It's nothing but a twisted reflection.
It must be so lonely being around for that long with all that knowledge. No one else to share it with. Was it lonely for you?
Yeah. People come and go when you live a long time. I try to do my best to keep an eye on the descendants, keep them right, keep them safe. And I do have a few who have stuck with me through that time.
Are you the same person now as you were then?
I was born like this. All of us Danvers were. To be quite honest with you, I don't know how long we live. Hell, I'm one of the oldest of the Danvers around.
Instantly standing up. What was that?
A really loud sound.
There would be a crashing of rocks that would be heard very audibly around 50 feet off within the southern direction.
Alright, I'll check it out. I'll stealthily peek my head out and see what the fuck's going on.
Roll perception.
I'm gonna put my mouth over, my hand over Cobweb's mouth, and I'm gonna kind of slightly shake him awake.
What's going on?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks great. Yeah, it's good. You're good.
It's just the construction workers.
Yeah.
Goddamn noise pollution complained to the town. Yeah, you don't see anything that could have made a noise like that.
Cobweb, hush. Look outside.
Just choking him out of them.
Well,
As he sort of flails his fist around like he's having a fit. He just wants to
Cobweb,
sleep,
calm
dude.
down. It's me. I'll take my hand away.
What's happening?
Oh God, your palms are sweaty.
Your knees are in your arms.
I'm gonna flick his nose.
Stop! I got allergies. Also, it stink. Oh, I remember now. Okay. Well, what's going on? What?
Shh. Loud noise outside.
Okay, what's going on? What?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and peek out. Dismiss.
I don't don't see anything.
He's like looking the other way.
Okay, I'm gonna step probably about 5 feet from the opening, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to cast a shower of sparks. Kind of like a flare, kinda.
You would cast a shower of sparks in a direction you believe that the noise had came from. And as you do so, you would see a glimmer of rotten metal as a humanoid silhouette would be briefly illuminated as you would get a quick look as those sparks would fly and disperse.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Oh no.
As you would see within the recesses of the last light from those sparks, that creature would spin around in the direction of the sparks. And listening more carefully, now having a direction, you would hear the mud churn as there would be its occasional lingering steps as it investigates the phenomenon that you had just created.
Fuck. Can
Wait.
I go ahead and take a stone and yeet it into the darkness without it seeing me?
Trying to divert it away.
Yes.
All right. What's your your strength is like 20. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry, shit.
You would have plenty of loose material nearby as you would yeet a stone a fair distance far above its head over into the surrounding area as you would luckily hit a patch of water as it would sploosh into the green abyss of a nearby puddle, and you would hear a as it would respond very adamantly to your stimuli as off it would go, further investigating.
As its back is turned, I would like to kind of pitch another stone at a higher arc to get it further in the same direction to make it think that something is now fleeing away from it in a direction away from us.
Easily done. And you would see the shaded silhouette of this undead as it would pursue further and further into the mists as more bellowing clouds would part your vision as off it goes.
I'll give it a good couple of minutes to make sure it's not making a return.
It does not come back.
Alright, we're good.
Now, did you guys really need me for that?
Yeah, to be sure. Sorry. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, as he rolls over into his bedroll.
Derek will go ahead and she'll kind of head a little bit further into the shelter and kind of curl up against the wall.
That you would, as that uneasiness is lingering for a little while, but it's ultimately not enough to keep you awake as you can feel yourself slowly being taken in by the blissfulness of sleep. And out you go. Dismiss. Roll perception for me.
Alright. Yeah, after making sure everybody's settled, I'll go pick up my mask from where Dagny dropped it, brush off the mud and the like. And then slap it back on and return to the perch.
You would perch yourself atop the ravine and would keep an adamant eyes and ears open for further signs of trouble. And would permeate on and off would be a lingering smell of rot. Now, this whole swamp has a similar foul odor, but it seems to wax and wane as a worse odor would waft over you and then alleviate at inconsistent intervals, suggesting it as an origin, but you ultimately don't sense anything that would be a cause.
I
You
maybe
would
imagine it's undead getting close and continuing on their ways, the rise and fall of the smell?
A theory, but no way to be certain. As your watch would come and go, and the only thing that would really come to stay would be this increasing sense of dread with no discernible source. But nothing becomes of it.
All right. I obviously recognize that sense of dread from last time.
Yes, it's faint enough, but it does pull some familiar strings.
All right.
You feel like staying here for much longer beyond the extent of your watch may be an unsafe idea.
All right. I believe we're finished with the rest now. 3 watches, right?
At that point, the third watch has been completed, and everyone would gain the benefits of a long rest, as you would awaken in the dead of night.
I'll go ahead and give everybody pokes and prods. Rise and shine. Keep quiet now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm awake. All right.
Felt it too, huh?
I imagine that amalgamation of corpses close.
Grave one too. Let's go.
Ye-
All right, as everyone awaken, assemble, and would move forth. What is your destination?
The agreed upon plan was find the book, get it far, far, far away from Mr. Bones, and I believe we were intending on going to the chamber where we first teleported in, yeah?
All right, yes, it is a very short distance away, and in a matter of maybe 3 minutes or so, you can get there. So, oh, yes, of course, having everyone collected their things and packing up what remained of their bedrolls, off you would go. Back towards the entrance, towards that hold that served as your entryway into the rot waters.
Shanti,
And
could you do me a favor?
Yeah, how can this one help?
I imagine those things are getting close, and we don't want to lead them to the chamber we're heading. Can you make some false trails leading off in random directions?
Sure can. As he cracks his neck, rolls his shoulder, and starts doing some hamstring stretches. This is gonna take a little bit. Give me a sec. I gotta limber up. Don't want to pull a muscle out in here. Do some, not whirlwinds. Oh, what's that stretch where you move your limb in a circle?
Windmill?
Windmills.
it's like the hula hoop sort of motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, easily done as you feel a few minor pops as you get yourself ready for a nighttime run.
Yeah. As he goes in the direction of where we came from, and he's like, "All right, this will only take a minute or 3." As he gets into runner's position, he stands back, flexes his calf muscles, flexes his thigh muscles, flexes his gluteus maximus's muscles, and he sprints off.
Off you go. Athletics roll.
At inhuman speed.
Okay.
Let's go. Going nearly 50 miles an hour. Boom.
It never gets old.
0 to 50 in instantaneous seconds.
Off you would go. Get this thing up.
Yep, as
All
for
right.
us, we're trying our best to keep our trail non existent.
All right. Stealth rolls from the three of you.
Yeah.
And as for Vishanti, you would make an effort to firmly plant each foot into the ground as you create some very prominent tracks as you sprint off in a misleading direction. And you would, as the further you go in this direction, proceed, you can't help but feel a similar sense of dread that was being described by the others. And it continually arises, but there's no discernible source. You think as you pass by, you would see a flash of a strangely shaped silhouette, one after another, but hard to be certain on what they are, maintaining your speed, until you would be several hundred feet out and feel like you have made a considerable path and a considerable amount of ruckus for any nearby creatures to follow. With that consideringly closing sense of dread, you think you may be onto something.
I'm going to take a whatever direct a left, and then make a half circle back. But I'm essentially the few hundred feet I've went, the few football fields length I went. Let's be honest at this point. Uh, is going to
Stealthily
be
doubling
radius.
back, I imagine.
It's going to be a radius of me doing a circle around.
Describe your movements. Are you doing this with great haste? Or are you trying to use caution to obfuscate your movements now?
For the first quarter, yes, because they can eat my dust. Then for the rest, I'm going to slowly let it die down. And then when I'm now multiple hundreds of feet uh, south, in this case, if we're just for simplicity,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be stealthing my way back.
Great. Roll stealth.
Right, lads, we're doing this sneaky binky like.
Now, you would know better than to simply run from landmass to landmass, so you would use your speed once again to your advantage and would mount from tree to tree, rebounding one off the other, using your claws to get a grip as to leave very little trace behind. And you would get a good sense of direction for where the others are, knowing your destination. And without any mishaps, any slips, any missteps, you do manage to get out of this faraway section where you swear you can feel that you are just not alone, despite not being able to see anything. And for the other three, make your way towards the entrance of the overgrown hold, you would, as you can see the faintest of green shimmers of a magical sconce leading below. And you would hear a rustling among the canopies, and flipping around, keeping your guard up, you would see a familiar furry friend would be rappelling from branch to branch as he would rendezvous with all of you at the entrance.
Okay.
Any trouble?
Hundreds.
Quickly.
Yeah, we'll
Wait.
descend. I'll mention to the party. Remember, tripwire at the stairs. Do your best to keep off the floor. Try and tiptoe where it meets the wall.
Right.
And before we go to the first right, there's a shield. Second left, or the next left, shield. Don't step on it again, Dagny, please. And the sword.
Actually, I have an idea. Shanti, you think you can dig in your claws on the walls here? This place?
No, but I have really strong finger muscles. Like my pa used to say, you ain't pulling the plants right unless your fingers are an iron grip.
Huh. Well, it might be best not to even chance the floor in case they moved around some where there's some we didn't run into last time. if you can, maybe Cobweb could piggyback on you while you
Yes.
cling to the walls. I'll carry Silverhide.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Just gonna Assassin's Creed this wall.
Cobweb's
right.
going to cling to him. He's gonna be like, onward, noble steed.
Aye, aye. Smelly
Okay.
captain.
As you
I
would
didn't
make your arrangements to minimize contact with the floor as you would enter the holdout. And I do think this is a good opportunity to take a good 5-minute break, if that's cool with everybody.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's fine by me.
I need to piss like a fire hydrant. Oh!
Oh,
Yeah,
lordy.
you're not the only one. All right. Finally. Yeah, 5-minute break. We'll reconvene at 9:45.
Somebody help, I'm being molested
Thanks,
in my
bye.
sleep. By
Oh, lordy.
Dagny.
I imagine when Dagny stumbled back, she stepped on Cobweb, but he just didn't notice.
Okay.
Alright, furious clicking intensifies.
Shut up, Brandon.
I'm trying to make tokens for these real quick. Fuck, I'm like, fuck, shit!
Fuck, shit, damn, piss.
Yeah, pretty much. Or leave that fucking token bar. Ba, 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 ba. Then we're gonna go there. Oh, fucking, there it is. Nice. Nice. Boop, and then boop. And then we're gonna do some fucking boop, and boop. Looks good.
Also, Brandon, I'll have you know,
Yeah.
I got a shelf so I could put my D20 above my desk.
I am proud of you.
You should be.
Yeah, that thing came out really good, honestly.
It did, and everybody I've shown it has been like, "Oh my god, I want one."
Oh!
It makes me laugh
I wanna
because I'm
see it.
like, "It's mine. Fuck off."
I want to see it.
It's so
I think.
cool.
Let me see. All right, save as Ale program. So for context, I think I showed you guys actually. I was telling the story of the AMC bucket bullshits and how I took matters into my own hands and created my own to resounding success.
That's what's up.
So I made two. One went to me with these extremely powerful magnets. The other went to Nayslayer because we really wanted them. Literally, we were
We really wanted them. We were so pissed.
you know, fucking dragging everybody to the theater twice because we wanted them. The scalper's like, nah, dude, you can buy it off of me for $130 fucking dollars. Yeah, like what the fuck,
I ain't got
dude?
that kind of money.
Saber. Okay. Looks good.
I posted a picture of mine because it's awesome.
Yeet.
I am so pleasantly surprised on how strong those magnets are. They're almost too strong, truth be told. They ripped themselves off of the super glue more than once, and I had to add
See,
a
I
lot
haven't
more
had that
glue.
issue with mine yet.
Well, they've had days to harden now, so they shouldn't be a problem anymore. Not jinxing it, but hopefully not.
It's not
Oh
a problem
wow, that is
anymore.
really neat.
Yeah.
And then I always keep it facing up on the 20 for good juju.
Yeah, I specifically I think it is specifically designed so the 20 is like always like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good juju. None of that bad shit. All right.
Oh, God, no.
Also, goat, what the fuck, dude?
That's what the dice reminded me of, just being entirely blank like that.
What? Bro, what?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's cancerous. Holy shit.
My
Fucking
goals are beyond your
Consummate.
understanding.
Okay, we'll change this.
Oh, it turned out
Oh
pretty
wow,
good.
that turned out really well.
Yeah.
Check that shit out.
What is that? Oh, that's your axe. Holy
Yeah.
fuck, dude, that looks really nice.
Oh, that's Kratos' axe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Leviathan axe, yeah.
What's up?
You know what the best
Nicely
part?
done.
When I was putting the wood finish on it, the string that was hanging it broke. So you see this end piece here, the really fancy end piece.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
It's on the end of it. I have I think it was like a 3/8 inch cylinder going up it for an inch. So that's what I bored a hole into the wood so I can put it in, so I would have more of a mechanical advantage. It landed right on the tip of the end, which the energy snapped that part, so now it's in two pieces.
Oof.
Afterwards, I'll show you some close-up photos of a Combine helmet that I made because it is like, I think it's up your alley. They 3D printed it and sanded it and airbrushed it and detailed it in
You spent months on that thing.
months.
I'll tell you this. My classmate Sarah was making an Iron Man helmet.
Oh.
Ooh, motorized?
No, it just looked up. They didn't have the time to make a motor.
So cool.
Yeah, that's
But to make the
very,
story short, since you see the Iron Man helmets, they're slick, they're smooth, there's
Mhm.
usually no battle damage. So she spent hours every day bondo sanding, bondo sanding, bondo
Been there.
sanding, bondo sanding, bondo sanding, just to make sure it was perfectly smooth. Oh my god,
That
the
was my
amount of sanding
process.
done.
I had a kid at the high school that I work at who was trying to make a full-size Iron Man helmet. I was helping him like slice up the STLs. It was too big for a 3D printers because yeah, little things. But like, I was like, "Oh, step into my office. Let the veteran show you the way it's supposed to be done." He modeled it himself. I was very impressed. It's for a senior project.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
getting back into the swing of things, everyone would arrive at the mouth of
Oh, Jesus.
the stronghold as I push everybody to the right view. And you are free to move as you see fit.
Yeah, we're doing the piggyback strat.
All right. You guys can keep yourselves aligned together as one would piggyback onto the other, twofold, as you would pass by the stricken down brambles and desiccated, overgrown corpse that you had originally slain on your way out. As you can see clearly on your way into the hold, the similar arrangement of swords that you know have a trigger along a line at the bottom step. You would notice a curious new detail about these swords as you make your first steps. They seem to have some grime on them now, which is a new addition to the otherwise clean status that they had on your way out. And seeing as there are some new bodies here coming into view, corpses of what at one point may have been some undead, you think that this place may have seen some visitors in your time away. You may act as you see freely.
Yep. Koala bear with Dagny. Up
Yep.
the wall and onto the ceiling.
All right. You are spidering along. Any particular aspect to your movement? Are you trying to be stealthy? Are you trying to be quick? Or are you just...
Being quiet.
All right.
Nope.
I would say you may... Actually, all four of you can roll perception as you make your way, keeping a crisp eye on anything that may be a threat.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll that.
Good choice.
I'm gonna give.
Oh, come
I'll
on.
help, Cobweb, like, say like, hey, make sure you check the corners. Is there anything behind me? But I'm gonna more focus on climbing and not falling.
All right. Yeah, you're trying to keep a steady grip as you move forward into this dungeon.
All right. Any more rolls or continue moving?
1 second. Yeah, Nay Slayer. Use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And
Yep, I
you
got that part.
press and hold, right click and drag your mouse to pan the map.
Oh, Gucci, thanks.
Yeah, that's how you can keep up with what's going on. If you press and hold anywhere on the screen, you can ping. So if you want to point to something in any context, you can do that. Everyone has the authority to do that. Is
Yeah.
to point to the board, per se. There you go.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll get the hang of things. It's kind of clunky, but...
Over there!
Over there! Don't make me. I'll go find that sound.
Don't
Anyways.
do it.
These are individual checks this time around. Cobweb, you would notice something interesting. Given you have a keen eye for all things shiny, you would have a firm look at those swords, but it would drift around the room. And you would make careful note as you look upon this wall here and see that, given that you know your way around Undershire, this is kind of your forte, and it's pretty clear that southern wall, the stone is pretty loose looking. There's some vines that have grown into a certain thickness, but you think that there may be something beyond them. Furthermore, you can see a collapse over here that, should you have the strength to move the rocks, may lead to the area for which you were first teleported here. As for everyone else, you discern no immediate threats, but would spy the 3 rotten bodies that lay eviscerated within this foyer. It's clear that the swords came to life and made short work of the intruders.
All right.
He's gonna like grab onto his ears and like steer his head towards the over here.
If you can prop me up over there, I could probably with my Herculean physique move the rocks, and it should land us right where we started.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the bodies on the ground, did they land in a particular direction, like they were going somewhere, or?
You can see that they do have a basic trajectory here following the furthest corpse. It seems like they were scoping the place out, if anything.
So they were heading towards the right, then? Towards this way?
Maybe. This one's over here that's skulking out the other section. They're a little spread out. These are zombies, so if there's any reason to their movement, it's hard to be sure. They are just cut up corpses after all. All right. Are you in the ceiling?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, I'm on the ceiling and Shanti's on the wall.
I see. Okay. And as everyone would continue and you begin to survey the landscape, there would be a curious noise coming from deeper within the hold that would suddenly garner everyone's attention.
You hear that?
That sounded powerful.
Things here. We need to move.
Hmm.
Wait.
What is it?
You didn't hear that up ahead?
Oh, I'm gonna grab Cobweb's arm. I'm then going to find a crack in the ceiling where I can stick my fingers in, so I can then plant both my feet on the wall. And I'm essentially swinging Cobweb over here.
Okay.
E. And I imagine Cobweb is assisting too, like both hands on his wrist, swinging with all his momentum. All the momentum he can muster, rather.
I gotta, what's it called? I can get you here, no problemo. Here, probably, but with your help, yeah.
I mean, I can just ferry him real quick.
Oh yeah, we could just ladder me over there. Yeah, you're right.
I'll then reposition, so that's why I'm reaching out. My feet are grabbing with their claws on the sides of this pillar. I'm essentially just clawing for any cracks to get a stable base. And until I'm confident in my stableness, I'll then tell Cobweb he can climb on me over to Bloody.
Alright. So, I assume you're informing us we're opening up that little shortcut.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and quickly down, deposit Dagny not on a tile to the wall here,
Okay.
and then back over to Cobweb.
Cobweb sort of he scrabbles up Vishanti's back, steps on his head. Oh, sorry, shit. As he reaches out to Dismas for his hand.
Yeah,
Not the hair.
I'll
Not
pull
the
him up and let him cling on my back, and then back over here. And I suppose I'll do the same for Shanti, because I imagine we'll be able to get that open, and having you all there is good.
He reaches out for your hands and grabs near your elbows, and he does like a, you know those I don't know what they call it in circus.
A
but they-
trapeze.
Trapeze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx.
He does a trapeze over.
Yeah,
All right.
then we'll do
Easily done.
And then I'll be beside Mr. Muscleman to assist in the moving of this chicanery.
All right.
Cobweb rolls up his non-existent sleeves and gets ready for a workout.
How are you doing this, Cobweb? Are you maintaining your current form? Or are you,
He spits in his hands as he pushes with all his might. Open sesame!
No shit.
Cobweb, make a strength roll. Dismas, make one as well.
Yep.
It'll take the average.
I'm gonna. Hey,
Oof.
I'm gonna go over here and check out to see what's happening.
Terrible rolls from us both.
These stones are pretty sturdy, and it would seem that there's a lot of vine growth and lichen that seems to have interwoven within the cracks, acting as a sort of support to keep these things further rooted into the grounds. If only he had bigger hands.
Oh, I have an idea. Hold on.
As he activates the mountain rune.
You would activate your mountain room as you would channel that energy within you and would grow to a more massive size. No rock will hold you back.
He's gonna just fucking with all his might.
Make another strength check with advantage.
Gotcha.
Do I continue or is it all on you now?
So
Hey, that's a little better.
here's how it goes. The two of you would eventually start, and Vishanti, I'll stop you there for a moment.
You got it.
And you are pulling and heaving collectively. It just these are keeping them rooted before you realize there's this force that's pushing you off to the side as you look over, and Cobweb seems to have grown a good 15 or so feet as he is not that big, or 10 feet rather, as he is now a lot larger. You heave once again, and you would hear the collective snapping of many vines, branches, as it seems like that extra bit of strength would snap the roots that were keeping all of this stone rooted into the ground. As Dismas, you're very much just a supporting role at this point, as topple away at these rocks you would, and a passage would be made clear.
Nice.
Cobweb flexes. Bobby, go beyond. Yeah. Anyway, he's gonna
As for
squeeze his big body in here.
Vishanti, you are around this corner, and you can't help but smell the faint odor of death. That you think there may be something around the corner that is telling of a tale. You would take a mental note that this area here, roughly, was problematic upon stepping on it, and you are doing well to avoid it. If you're talking, Jackal, I do not hear ya.
He has fallen into a coma.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Any actions on your part?
Yeah, I'm gonna poke my head over here.
You
No,
poke your head
even
around.
better. I'm gonna poke my little thingy looky mirror that I've been using.
Your mirror.
Yeah, that I use to see.
Peek
past it.
around corners.
Ah. Peek you would. Oh, yeah. There's something mangled on the ground. It looks like that those corpses weren't the only ones that had gotten in there. There definitely seems to be a smushed and bludgeoned corpse. You imagine that this thing had fallen victim to a similar trap that you had whenever entering.
Hey,
And as for everyone, there would be yet another noise. Not sure if you heard that or not, but there is.
What is that noise familiar to me?
This does ring some familiar tones. It's almost as though something of a portal being rended into thin air.
Yeah, like Dagny's immediately on the move, like scrambling over to get in here.
I'll call out, Shanti, all together. Come on.
got you. Flanking.
What's this shit?
Skitter, skitter on the ceiling.
Breaking up. Can't hear you.
Fuck off.
Am I too
And-
goddamn thick to get through here? Here, rather.
You could probably squeeze through, but bear in mind that there's some thickness that is in the way. You're gonna have to spend some time cutting that down. Alternatively, you could take this route, but you are aware, making recollections from last time, that the floor on these parts is, in fact, watching.
Yikes.
You
floor
feel
is
that
locked.
you would be able to tiptoe around it given your stature. And as for Vishanti, you can see as you're poking your head within this room, there's some energy that is permeating within a space that previously was stagnant. As you can see, there is something going on up ahead.
Yeah, Dagny kind of crawls through Cobweb's legs when he's not moving out of the way, and she kind of peeks through this hole here.
That you would, to get a better look at things. And there is very clearly something going on at the center, as you all would definitely hear the source of the strange discharges of energy. here, with a series of magically lit sconces that are being caught in this vortex. It rings a similar tone to the vortex that sucked you into that portal back atop the cliff just outside of Highshire. The many suits of armor are unfazed, standing at attention, save for, of course, the two decadent ones that have a faint glow of red up front. These two are now looking very adamantly at this congregation of energy, as you all would hear it. As there is a discharge, a flash of green, and a humanoid would suddenly appear in the altar.
Kill it.
Nadira, you've made it.
Made it.
But you're extremely disoriented with a flash of green as you clamber onto the sensation of hard stone, as bright lights would leave you momentarily blinded as there is a entire body. You are very disoriented.
Do the armors take offense to their presence of this person?
These two would look on. They have a guarded position but make no immediate movements. And for everyone within earshot, it would be everyone, you would hear an awkward shuffling of metal as they are examining what just happened here before the one on the left would eventually speak.
You are not Theodosius.
Oh God. Do they don't look like they're gonna attack me at all.
You're trying to look
now.
up, and everything is a series of smears as your vision is obfuscated, but you hear this echo that is seemingly talking to you as you see these faint humanoids, one to your left and one to your right, that have a guarded position.
Oh Jesus. Am I laying down or am I like on my knees? How did I land?
You basically landed belly down on the ground onto
Graceful. I
cold
love it.
stone. As you can see, there is some smears of magical green flame around you, as well as those humanoid shapes as mentioned.
Great. I'm gonna slowly just start pushing myself up. Keep making sure to not seem ready, like in a defensive stance at all, so they don't think I'm trying to attack, and just try to move away to the, I guess, left. I'm gonna try to move.
Beamer, during the commotion, can I skitter to a more opportune position on the ceiling with my
Certainly, it seems like everything is staying at attention here, completely unwavered. Even the ones in the corner here don't seem to have moved in the slightest. The only things that seem to bear any intelligence of their surroundings are the two decadent armors and this new humanoid that has suddenly manifested from a portal. Not too dissimilar to the way that you had arrived. This has very familiar vibes to the way that this sudden anomaly went down. What's your passive, Vishanti and Dismas?
Perception?
Passive perception, yes.
13.
V?
Where?
It'll be next to your perception. It's the one in parentheses next to your perception.
13.
Oh, shit. Yeah. You would see it. As this figure would stand, you would see that there is a shoulder marking adorning her armor. The mark of a cartographer.
As I said, moving to a more better position.
On the ceiling, I assume? Alright.
Around here, using the pillar as extra cover as well.
Alright. I will rule granted the attention of these two figures that you are able to move into position without any difficulty. as you use the shadows to your advantage. It is a rather dark area.
Would
V,
you
what was that?
stealth check if I were to move here?
Are you moving like along the wall, or are you just overstepping all of the destroyed pottery?
Along the wall. I am not touching this floor unless I need to.
Okay. Given the circumstances, you have an adequate distraction. You do not need to roll stealth. You are adequately hidden. There you go. And as for our newcomer, the right figure would speak up and would seemingly confront you.
Great.
Who are you? You're not among the makers, unless you can prove otherwise.
I turn to face that one and ask him essentially the same. Who are you to interrogate me? And just slowly keep backing up and away.
We are the overseers of this company. The ones who instruct the armies against the necrotic flesh to uphold the tenets of humanity against everything else. But you have yet to be identified. Are you friend or foe?
I guess that depends on how you view me. I would love to be a friend if it means that I can get out of here and get out of your way with minimal interaction.
What is your disposition towards the undead plaguing the swamps?
I think we could use a little population control in this world.
We interpret that answer as a foe to the rotten flesh. An enemy of the undead is an ally to us. But
That's
you hold
unfortunate.
no authority.
Well, I'm well aware I have no authority, and I plan on having no authority. I would just like to get out of here. Now. And I'm just, can I move? Am I, like, standing? Am I able to just start moving myself away from them?
So you've stood up at this point, and
Great.
your eyesight has continued to focus as the blurriness of that very rough transition through that portal has completely subsided, and you're able to make sense of your surroundings. And you can see the two manless sets of armor that are animated seemingly through arcane means are interrogating you, as well as there is a small army behind them that are stood at attention. However, they are still as deaf and do not seem to pay any acknowledgement to you. And you can see there are additional units that are along the walls, as well as to the left and right alcoves respectively are what appears to be tombs that are guarded by 3 additional sets of armor each.
Have Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here changed their stances at all, or do they still, they're at the potential attack, but not quite attack?
They have relaxed their position. They seem very robotic in their movements, as
Okay.
they would ease off of a guarded position to one stood at attention in a non-threatening but very alert position, as they would stare at you even further.
Great. Then I'm going to maintain hard eye contact and slowly start going this. Can I move my eye? Is that a thing I can do? Ooh, shit.
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking.
you can click and drag your token to move it to other squares.
Great. I want to go like this way. Like this direction.
All right.
Down. Just
You-
like still maintaining eye contact. Hard eye contact.
Not letting your stare go past these two, given you don't know their intentions quite yet, in a non-threatening manner as possible, would begin to make your way to the western side of this area, and you are among the hard, mossy stone. There's vague memories of this place that would ring through your head, but nothing really seems to really quite come together. This place
Great.
was very different in your head. But now that you're here, you can see that Mother Nature has slowly began to reclaim this place, and it's not entirely clear which way is out, but you see a large set of stairs leading downward, as well as you see a cave leading out. And from your increasingly honing vision, you can see there is a humanoid shape that is obfuscating the cave. This isn't shiny like the other sets of what you consider to be suits of armor. This appears to be more human-like.
I'm gonna head towards the human, or what looks like a human, in the
Dagny,
cave.
all right.
Yes.
You can show movements for as you intend to move. Dagny, you can see that this seemingly sane individual bearing the mark of a cartographer has just fallen into this area and is trying to quickly make an exit and is coming towards you.
Yeah, I'll kind of quietly motion to her to come my way and move myself further in.
All right. And the
shit.
the left suit of armor would give parting words as you would try to get away from them.
If you are allied with Theodesius, return him to this keep. We await his commands.
I'm gonna keep looking at them and puff my chest out as much as I can in my tiny little form and say, I ally with no one. And then just keep going. Wee! Peace out, bitches.
As off you would go, and you would come across the humanoid shape that seems to have been beckoning you. As now that you have closed the gap, she would come into full view.
Can I?
Got it. I click it right. Okay, there we go. Got rid of it. I'm learning. Okay. And does she seem, is there anything aggressive in her, as far as I'm concerned, she does not want to hurt me.
Dagny, how you looking?
She is.
Craze looking her eye with a knife at the ready.
Shut up. She is surprisingly calm. She has this somewhat her face is somewhat neutral, but the look in her eyes is somewhat curious.
Okay.
And Nadira, you would notice that among her clothing as well would be the clear sigil of a cartographer, and it would become immediately clear to you that she's from Highshire, a cartographer just like you, albeit clearly a different patrol.
So you're one of us.
Yes. Shh. I'll just kind of very quietly pull her further in.
I go with her all the while, wondering what is this place? What is happening? Who are these people?
It's a very long story, but let's start with introductions first. My name is Dagny Silverhide. I am of Cartographer Patrol 26. And you are?
I'm Nadira. I'm with Cartographer Patrol 84.
84. Well, what was your mission before you were transported here?
I was to investigate what used to be a university not very far from here. My patrol and I got split up due to a unforeseen circumstance and run-in, and I ran. We all ran, and I somehow ended up here.
University? Undead?
You guys, you don't know of it.
Honestly, we were also transported by very strange means, similar in a way to yours, through an arcane well. When we first got out of this cave, we were unaware of the swamp waters. We're not even sure where we are in relation to Highshire.
Understood. Yeah, the swamp can be a tricky area if you're not entirely sure how to navigate properly.
You know how to navigate it then?
Somewhat. It's, like you said, it's complicated and a long story. But yes, I moderately know how to navigate, and I'm just gonna keep walking. Keep going.
As she passes through the brambles.
Yeah, you as you turn around, you sort of bump into what looks to be an ogre. But as you look closer, it's got pointy ears and little crazy sharp little goblin teeth. Oh, hello. You're a Yumi, yeah?
I look him up and down, and just that'll come in handy. Trust me.
Yeah, he has been quite useful. This is Cobweb, our...
Yeah. I'm the biggest. So,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What was your name again?
My name is Nadira.
I like your little antlers. That's very nice.
Thank you. Thanks. Your social skills are so great.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the best. Anyway, hold on. As he sort of squeezes back. There you go.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Just gonna keep going past it.
This university, you think you could find your way back to it with us in tow?
I likely could, but I can't say there's any reason anybody would want to go back.
Well, there's we were initially looking for a hold that was previously built by the artificers that once lived here.
Cobweb.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. I'm going to try something really fucking stupid.
You got me so far?
No, they don't seem to be hostile at the beginning, so I'm going to see if I can try and communicate with them.
Oh.
But I need you to make sure everyone's out, because if things go south, I'm bolting out of here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right. Do the thing, I guess. It was Vashanti, by the way. He's a nice cat.
He doesn't seem like the smartest to be going back there.
What is he doing
yeah.
this time?
He's gonna go talk to the Chrome boys.
Oh, for fuck's sake, let's not do that, please.
No? As he sort of looks at Dagny and looks at Vishanti disappearing into the darkness.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And he calls me, and he tells me that I'm the one that's trying to get us killed. Move!
Oh, yeah, my bad.
And I'll just go charging up in here.
Sorry to intrude. Please have an audience.
You would call out to the leading animated armor as they both would turn towards you and would acknowledge your presence.
You are not Theodosius. You do not have reign here.
I apologize. I am not who you wish to find or seek. I'm just a humble traveler wanting to get to know who used to inhabit this world.
Specify your allegiance. Do you fight for those among the dead, or do you fight for those among the steel?
I have not met those who fought among the steel, but my mother has instilled in me the greatest respect that the dead need to sleep, for the eternal slumber must be eternal, never to be interrupted.
Then, your threat presence here is negligible. However, we do not recognize your authority here. What business do you bring?
I want to learn.
We are not educators. You may ask, but our intelligence is limited. We exist to serve.
Who are you waiting for?
We await the commands of our creator, Theodosius, one among the many of artifice, animating that which otherwise has no life, to create armies from the iron and metal. Our purpose here is to put the dead where they belong, to keep humanity among the path it was always meant to tread.
This one would learn much from your creator if they would be willing to share their knowledge, correct?
Theodosius is not here.
Yeah. But what if I tried to find this Theodosius? Would you help in the search?
Our post is here. The search is not ours to helm. It is his will.
Then this one will search for your Theodosius.
If you are successful, bring him before us. His will is our commands. We move upon his discretion.
Thank you. And one last question. What leads do you have to find this Theodosius?
Theodosius is the creator of this company. His whereabouts are not for us to say. We do not possess this knowledge.
Thank you. May you have a nice day.
Yes.
Awkward.
Have a nice day. Yes.
It seems like the intelligence of these two leading armors are quite limited, but they are adamant about the command of their master. And you would, upon conversing with them, get yet another thorough look of the room as you would see these small companies stood at attention. You can't help but notice that there are these two crypts which are seemingly out of place given the nature of the rest of this place, as there are 3 of these animated armors stood at attention, and you would know that at the far side there is much of the same.
You know, I don't want to overstay my welcome and ask that, so... Yeah.
Very well.
Oh. Well, that went better than I thought. Oh, hey, Dagny.
What were you expecting to get out of that?
Well... honestly... I'll tell you outside.
Go.
Hello. Oh, excuse me. How tall is your character?
Nadir?
Oh, I'm sorry. The music's so loud.
I'll
About
turn it
5'6".
5 foot. So.
Much taller than me. So
It's funny because it's true.
Man,
shut
that-
up, Brandon. Fuck off.
Don't tell me what to do.
V, Walking Pie says, hello, this one is, V, Shanti. You can call this one V Shanti, or V.
You don't make the smartest decisions, do you?
Nope.
Well, to be honest, this company's, or this patrol's track record isn't the best.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a sense of that.
Yes.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Not everyone can be the tower of intelligence that I am.
Body lies. I believe there was a construct right there that has giant shield doors. So let's step over this way. Don't touch
Like,
this.
Dagny just kind of stops after hearing all of that.
All right, come on now. Also, there's a tripwire here. Careful, careful. He's going to stand right next to it and point to it.
And then she is gonna go over, sit on this corner, and she's gonna pull out one of the scrolls of legend lore.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh boy.
And I don't know what the casting time of it is. Was it 1 minute? I can't remember.
Let me see. Legend Lore 5th edition is a casting time of 10 minutes.
Yeah. She will sit here, start reading off the spell, and will think Theodosius, commander of the Order of Artificers in the Rot Waters.
Dude, what is taking everyone so long? It's been 5 minutes. What the heck? Hey, Combo, what are they doing behind you?
Yeah, Vishanti, you would look behind you. Cobweb is in the way. Oh, move. And you would notice that Dagny has produced one of these scrolls of legend lore as the runes among the parchment are beginning to produce this decadent divination latent light as a ritual has begun as she is attempting to use it. And you can see that she is hard in focus as the magic is beginning to swell around the scroll. Everyone else would see that within proximity. And as for Cobweb, your eyes can't help but fall upon that wall that you had noticed earlier. Definitely curious and definitely take a look at those swords again and see that they definitely are an effective repellent from undead, so you think.
You know, I have the excuse of being a cat of curiosity. But, Dagny, you're an honorary tabaxi.
Cobweb, don't go wandering off.
Oh, no, I'm not. Look, I'm not. I swear. As his voice gets further and further away.
Oh no, I'm not. It's okay.
He's gonna pull out his now enlarged battle axe, and he's gonna start hacking away.
You would start making some hack and slash motions as you would tear away at this wall of vines. And before long, with just a few quick strokes, you would destroy the wall, and it reveals a little compartment that previously had been obfuscated by the vine wall. Seems though you found a little stash among whoever had constructed this place, and you would see before you 4 chests. Three rather, in the immediate area in front of you, and 1 tucked away in the far corner.
As soon as he sees the glint of metal, Cobweb is just like, shiny.
I imagine I spooked the newcomer because I was on the ceiling. I imagine they noticed I'm there when I called out.
Yeah, Nadira, you would see that this 4th member of their party is straight up on the ceiling, with no questions asked.
Just gonna kind of look at him and shrug.
Not the toothpick.
Not the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Oh!
I'm moving off, continuing. I'm
Dagny.
making sure he's not gonna get himself killed.
This one has a guess. You're curious about this Odysseus, aren't you?
She is fully concentrated on the spell.
Cool. V's going to go over to the side of the wall and lean on it.
I suppose I'll clamber onto the wall-sized cobweb and peek into the room.
You spooked me. Damn.
Sorry about that.
What, yeah. Hey,
He points with his battle axe. Look what I found, eh? Yeah. Don't go wandering off, cobweb. Well, look what I found.
Well, hell, I was only making sure you weren't gonna set something off.
Yeah. This is one of the biggest smacks to rules right here.
I suppose we can check those over, see what's in them. I'll
Yeah.
glance over to the elf. Nadira, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, seeing how as you're separated from your team, I suppose it would be for everyone's best interest if you tag along with us for now.
I guess that would be in my best interest. Traveling alone hasn't exactly been ideal in these circumstances.
Mind giving us a hand with these? I'm dismissed, by the way.
Sure. Stroll on over. Big guy, you're kind of in my way.
Oh, yeah, that tends to be the case.
Right. Thanks.
Giving a cursory look first around, make sure there's no tripwires, traps, or shit like that before we enter.
Roll investigation.
Swiggity swooty. Booty. Oof.
Can I also look?
You can assist Dismas, and Dismas can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Yeet. Slightly better.
Slightly better.
You can see that the chest off to the side is severely worn with age and has a lot of signs of wear and tear. Maybe even the signs of someone trying to destroy it. These two chests, the right and middle one, seem to have been aged finely, and the one on the left seems to have been preserved somewhat, as it has a fine gloss that has been applied to the wood, seemingly to preserve it from the wear and tear of age, unlike the previous two.
Does the nature around them look natural, or does it look falsified like someone tried to cover something?
Based on the investigation check and just taking a look at the vine wall, you imagine that these were tucked away secretly like this as some means of hiding supplies of some kind.
Okay.
Given what you know about this place, you think that there definitely might be something of use in them.
I guess let's just pick one and hope for the best.
Yeah. I imagine the one that's preserved has some kind of magic bullshit on it. I suppose I'll start with the one. Obviously, check it out.
Okay.
The old one?
Yeah.
I'll start with this one.
Okay, so we'll go with the one on the right first, as Dismas would open it to find that it is, in fact, not locked. And you would open it, and there would be a variety of parchments within here, which have a scrabbling of severely aged notes within there, calculations and observations on some sort of botany. It's kind of weird. It almost looks like these are class notes of some kind. And among this, you would find that there are a series of vials and this really waxy substance that looks like some sort of material that was used for whatever was being denoted in the notes. But most notably, there would be 5 vials, jars that are sealed off. And as you pick one up to inspect it, Dismas, Nadira, you would know immediately what this is because you were there when this was made.
Seeing what's in his hand, I immediately snatch the notes out. Do I recognize any of the names, any of the topics, anything that's in the paperwork?
So you would take a close look at this, and this definitely appears to be some form of notes on some form of natural magic related class. A druidic vibe you get from this for sure. It looks like there may have been notes on beekeeping of sorts. Something that went into the process of creating these, that's for sure. As if someone had attended a hearing on how it was done and took notes to the best of their ability. Only key points here and there. You're a bit critical of their note-taking ability, but there is some information on infusing bees with arcane potential, which you believe played a role in how these were made.
Do you care if I keep these papers?
I imagine Silverhide's gonna want to make copies, but I suppose you can hold on to them for now.
Okay, thank you. And I tuck them away safely and carefully.
You do so.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Then I go back to the chest in front of me.
The one on the left?
Yup.
The one that was like kind of like glossy?
Yup.
Yeah.
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Okay, a mimic got me in day 1. Is that why you're doing this? Do you know that?
Like, the glossiness was too much, was plainly obvious, like, honestly,
Did
to
Devin
me.
tell you, Brandon? Did Devin
Devin
tell you
didn't
what
tell
happened?
me anything, I swear to God.
Oh my God, I hate you. This is that campaign all over again.
You fucking bastard.
Welcome to hell.
Hold on. Tell me this. You saw 4 chests, and none of it came to your mind saying, huh.
This is highly fucking suspicious, bruh.
One could be a mimic.
Definitely did.
Like a wall that wasn't
Thanks
there
to
before? Okay.
Yeah, well, thanks to our friend Devin, I'm skeptical of everything because everything was a mimic.
Bastard.
I'm just gonna say this.
He didn't tell me anything, I swear to God.
Mm.
Actually, no,
okay.
we did, but like that wasn't
like the
planned.
one chest that's completely fucking glossy. Okay,
It's-
one of them's
it's-
a fucking
it's
mimic.
okay.
I knew
I-
one of them was a fucking mimic. I was just
I
waiting for
once-
the other shoe to drop.
I once got caught by an igloo mimic, so you know, it happens, you know.
Yeah,
It
fucking
happens.
mimics suck. I fought one.
Ugh,
Anyways,
mimics.
It's good to know that the new party member, like many of our party members, does not have a sense of survival.
Self-preservation.
No, me and the mimics, we've got a history.
oh,
shit.
you have no idea.
We have no
Anyways,
idea.
you would apply your hand to the lid and would attempt to open it, but you would find that your hand is firmly stuck as there is a strong adhesive property to this. And you would see the chest quiver as teeth would form at the base. It's going for a bite at you. Let's see how it does. That's an 18 versus your AC.
Of course that hits.
You take 4 piercing damage and 6 acid damage
Oh,
as the chest bites you.
Could I use my reaction to cloud rune that onto me?
What's your passive perception? Depends on how, like, if you were actively watching them, ready for anything,
It's-
or if you were doing other things.
It's 14.
Let me see. What's the... I'm gonna have this thing make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
If it exceeds 14, no. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just make it this. Roll the 5. So you may you may invoke your rune should you choose to do so.
Okay. How much damage is that?
10 total.
Gotcha. There we go.
Oh wait, so you took the hit?
Yeah.
My brother in Christ, you're
Oh.
15 feet away.
Well, yeah. Cloud Rune. Basically, what it does is it
Oh, you
takes.
used to ruin. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Like if it's within a 30-foot range if they see it.
Okay.
Basically, Cobweb holds out a hand. On the palm of his hand, the Cloud Rune blazes to life, and a shimmering aura appears around. I'm sorry, Nadira. And the marks of teeth appear on his like shoulder or arm or something.
All right.
Oh.
Sure. And yeah, you have a angry chest that is looking to attack you. The three of you that are nearby, roll for initiative.
Yeah.
And to roll for initiative, if you're not aware, if you click on your sheet, you can just hit
Yep.
initiative on the left. Or if you want to be cool, you can right-click on your token and hit that sword and shield thing to toggle the combat state. And it'll add them to the initiative that way. You can roll that way. There we are. To which, if you do the cool route, you have to go over to the combat encounter and then click the dice next to your name to actually roll. It's a bit more steps, but that's how your DM does it when there's a bunch of shit.
And my brain doesn't understand, so we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
Go.
All right.
Ah, you rat! You got me with the spicy keys.
Nadira, this thing is chomping away at you very viciously.
It's not touching me anymore, or is it? It is.
I will say you were able to rip your hand away in a knee-jerk reaction. However, there is still an active threat before you.
Okay. Fuck, is this gonna hurt other people if I do this? This is a spell I haven't used before, I'm sorry.
You can ping it and I'll tell you.
How do I ping?
You could just click to cast a spell, like hover over it with a D20 icon. Just make sure you don't click consume spell slot. It'll just paste it in chat so we can see
Yeah.
it.
Oh, on that thing.
Whoa, holy shit.
Spicy.
That is a huge fucking wave right there. All right.
That has to be open to the sky though.
Yeah.
Does it?
I will say,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to need an open space to cast that.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is too close quarters.
I've never done this before, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, call range
Yeah.
is good, but
Quick.
it has to be in the open air. So
It's really good, but you got to be outside. Yeah.
Okay, I think I can do this one. I think. We're gonna find out.
All right.
Yeah,
Fireball.
this one. You can do this
Show
one.
me your moves.
Yeah, let's do this one. Sure, let's do that. This. No, yeah, do that. Okay, go.
oh, that'll work.
Flame blade. Look a fiery blade in free hand.
Like, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Use your action to make a melee spell attack, which yep. Okay. 3d6, is that the damage that was applied? Yes, it was. All right. As you would raise a hand, and stoked flames would manifest into a flaming scimitar, which you would slash down at this creature disguised as the chest. And with a 20, it hits, as it takes the 13 fire damage as you put a good slash into it, as it would recoil in pain, further angering it. Well
And
done.
then I'm gonna back up to come back out here.
Now, I will say,
Does
if
that
you do so,
invoke opportunity?
it would evoke opportunity attack.
Fuck. I'll stay where I am.
All right.
Fuck you, chicken strips.
Cobweb,
Lucky chicken strips.
one of the chests is angered.
You big eggy.
Man, IKEA's really stepping up their game.
Fuck off.
Cobweb.
Is Muda kill?
Is Muda dead?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
He's so
My
shocked.
fucking mic was muted again.
Oh, my lord.
His
I'm sorry.
brain-
You can shoot through allies, right?
Yes.
Sick nasty.
Bear in mind, if you roll a 1, you're gonna hit them.
Alrighty.
I did denote that.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to pull out the big blaster. And I'm going to aim my fifth to last harpoon towards the gaping maw of the hideous creature the engraved along the harpoon is "Your name here." As he fires it into the. Oh fuck! Let me see here.
Oh, are you using the
The big blaster, yeah.
Yeah! I love that thing. All right.
That one.
Oh shit.
Go
Let's
ahead
see.
and make your attack roll.
Just skewer them in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Very nice.
That's plus 1d6. Hold on. My bad.
All right.
Oh,
Roll
no,
a
that's...
D6.
Yeah. There we go.
As you would unfortunately roll a 1 and a 2 with 2d8. A pitiful 8 damage, but hey, better than nothing. As you would get a glancing blow on this, as you would see a couple of teeth fly off as you graze its mouth, as some blood would pool down its side, but it's still up, and in relatively up and angry shape. Anything else?
I don't think so. Shit.
Okay. Dismiss.
2 reckless longsword attacks.
Dang.
That one's a crit. So let me see
Let's
what
go.
do. First attack roll, max damage, nice.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. Yeah, both of those hit.
Oof.
Nice.
All right. That's 13 plus 12. 25 total
25.
damage?
Yep.
Jesus! As you would produce your longsword and would thrust it directly into its throat as you get it in a critical spot, as it would yelp in pain as you twist the blade and yank it up, vivisecting the upper half in two as you come down and continue to rend at it. This thing is bleeding profusely! Alright.
That's a kill.
And this thing is going to retaliate, as it is going to go for a chomp on Nadira. Here it goes. It rolled a pathetic 9. And yeah.
My dick.
As it tries to chomp you, but the vivisected upper half would part as it would harmlessly miss you, given that your hand was in between the two parts of the upper top that Dismas had cut in half. And at the bottom of initiative, as for Vishanti and Dagny, you do hear the sounds of combat coming from further on where your friends are. They're definitely in trouble and are fighting something that sounds monstrous.
Unless it's headed this way, Dagny is going to continue casting Legend Lore.
Tag's just like, I don't give a shit.
Oh, shit. All right.
Let them die.
We're big boys. We can handle it.
I was
B?
gonna say it's a mimic.
Wait, hold up. I'm going to grab the arm of Dagny, and I am dragging her.
Oh!
Get me!
Dagny, make a con check.
I swear to God.
That one.
Oh shit.
Con
Let's
save?
see.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh boy.
14.
You managed to keep it together as a disturbance would shake in your concentration momentarily as V is grabbing your arm.
And in a way, we drag.
I'm gonna try and shake it off. Continue reading.
All right. V's trying to drag. You're trying to resist. Contesting athletics checks
Or acrobatics on.
or acrobatics for Dagny.
Yeah.
Well, my athletics is better.
Due to your power legs.
Oh, beats it. Dagny, you're being dragged along.
Like I'm gonna try and dig my heels in.
You're leaving heel marks in the stone as you were carried over, as Vishanti is insisting that you break your concentration to help with the current effort. What's your movement speed, Vishanti? It's halved when you're carrying someone, or dragging rather.
If I'm using my movement and action and bonus action, it's 150 feet.
All right, and you would drag them there on top of the swords, which doesn't bode well for those affected.
I swear to fucking God, Defense.
Shit.
Emerson! What the fuck did you do?
I'm gonna roll a couple of initiatives real quick. Holy shit!
You son of a bitch!
Cobweb's just looking around like things are moving that aren't supposed to be moving.
Why would you do that?
You idiots!
Oh, wow, man.
Why would you do that?
Oh god.
To be honest, I thought it was on a pedestal, now on the ground.
You dumbass.
I've seen this movie before and it doesn't end well.
These swords are a little bit
Spicy.
bloodied and cut up from recent events. But Vishanti, you're trying to take the most direct path you can, and you would fuck off. You would pass directly over the coalition of symboled swords that are in this posture, and upon bumping them, they would spring to life as not one, but 8 swords would flurry into the air in a whirlwind of steel as they go for the nearest targets. It will start at the top initiative with this one. Hey, Dagny, you're getting a longsword attack. What's your AC?
Well, mage armor would have worn off, so it's base 10 now.
So the 12 would hit you. As
No,
you turn.
I'm gonna use shield.
You use shield and ping that away as you add 5 to your AC, as that would ping off as you protect yourself. Nadira, you can hear there's a whirlwind of steel behind you as it looks like Cartographer Patrol 26 is doing something, but you still have a more present threat.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it with my flame blade again, hopefully.
Okay.
I'll click the thingy once more. Do it
Yep.
that way.
Just make sure you're not consuming the spell slot because you're just doing an attack roll with it.
I imagine Rin is rolling around in their fucking grave.
Okay.
Meets it, beats it. It's AC's 11. As you would slice this thing in half using the giant wound that Dismas created, you would deepen it as the inside of its mouth would catch a blaze as it begins gurgling. As you see it almost tip over, and it would lean back forward. There's still a tiny bit of life left as it is up with 1 HP.
So I realized that that's a bonus action, so can I do another thing?
If you have an action, sure. Yeah.
I do's has action.
No, that's your action.
Does it?
Yeah, it's bonus action to summon. Action.
Oh, yeah, you can use your action to make a
Action to
melee
use.
spell. Yeah, he's right.
Thank you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay.
Okay.
Great,
Well, if
thanks
you-
for that.
If you have a bonus action still, I mean, you still can, but...
I'm gonna like head back towards the middle ground of these guys.
You are provoking opportunity.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright. You will take that opportunistic chump.
Go for it.
And... Yeah! 23!
Woo!
Oh shit.
Alright.
Good for you, Nick. Good
You
for
take 11 piercing damage and 6 acid for a grand total of 17 as this thing still has fight left in it, as some teeth would break off, seeing how weak this thing is. As you have slimy teeth in your arm as you pull away.
Delicious.
Okay, that brings us to this flying sword who's going for the nearest target. That is Dagny. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Roll that fucking thing. Natural 1. This thing just woke up and this one particular is injured, so it's going to hit one of its friends. It will make another attack against that one. And be playing against it harmlessly, unfortunately. Cobweb. Yeah, swords. Although
He's
the
just, like,
mimic,
he's just looking around. Fucking-
the mimic is weak, but you have a bunch of swords.
yeah. Oh, you're right. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to make a grapple attempt. I'm just gonna move dude over here if that's cool. Unless that provokes opportunity attack.
Given the circumstances, I'm gonna say that's fine because you're kind of under one, and they are.
Yeah.
I will allow it just this once.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to attempt to grapple.
Grapple a sword. All right.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Athletics.
Don't it?
That's true. All right.
Cabin.
Okay, advantage. Hold
15.
on. Let me see here. Oh.
You already beat it.
Hey.
It rolled a 4. You grab the sword, and you have a longsword in your hand, but it doesn't like you, so it's got some conflicting force to it.
It doesn't like me, but I don't care. I'm the biggest. I make the rules. I'm going to make a longsword attack against this one.
Okay, I'm gonna save you the trouble and drop a longsword into your inventory. You will be attacking at disadvantage, given that this longsword is intelligent and really isn't feeling up to that.
Fair.
Where is the items? There it is. Hey, get back here. Longsword. There it is. There you go. Are you two-handing?
I'm not.
All right, you're one-handing this. I think it's. Was that? Yes. Okay. As
Disadvantage. Hold on, let me see here. Oh my god.
woo,
Nice.
damn, dude. Yeah, still good. As you deal 4 slashing damage to the intended recipient.
Oh wait.
As-
Plus 1d6. My bad.
Oh, go ahead.
Giant smite.
Minus an additional 5. As you nearly rend this sword in half, as there is a giant gash in the center of the blade, as it is fluttering quite a bit. Very well done.
Yeah, that's my goal.
The flying sword that you grappled will try to break free. It is going to roll strength. We see
Alrighty.
make a strength roll. There was to be contesting.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that fucker's not going anywhere.
Hold on, maybe
You have
2? Nah, yeah, okay.
Nah. Dismiss.
All right. I'm going to shove my arm down this thing's throat,
Oh.
giving myself a somewhat deep cut with one of its teeth as I shove it down in there. And then I'm going to use the blood to pretty much have it come out of the wounds like a spikes in all direction from within. That's just flavor text of saying I'm making a reckless claw attack.
That's fucking metal, dude.
Woo! All right.
Thank God you said reckless.
Yeah, I always attack
Oh,
recklessly.
oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Better.
You're very lucky. It has 11 AC. How do you finish it?
As I said, open it up the wound as I shove my arm in there, and pretty much just from the exterior, these blackish red blood spikes just go shooting out like a porcupine from within.
Yay, fisting a mimic.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Wow.
Deep fist.
Eviscerated. All right.
Then I'll turn around, ripping the arm out as the blood spikes turn back into liquid swirling in the air of blood before it shapes around my arm to create the patented blood claw. And making my way downtown over yonder here. And
All right.
attacking this one right above me twice, recklessly.
You would join the others as the entirety of Patrol 26 with their newfound friends would fight all of these swords. All right. And it's AC. Both attacks would hit. Roll damage. As you deal a grand total of 23 slashing damage. As actually, that first attack alone would be enough as you aim for the sword. And honing that blood against your nails, you would rend this thing in half as the no longer animate metal would clash against the ground. I will rule that second attack can go to anything of your choosing, really. Whatever movement you have left.
I do have a lot of movement left. I suppose I'll move over the remnants and attack the one top right diagonal.
and it would take the 11 damage as that thing barely survives as you would rend into its metal and it would go toppling back as you would see the remnant energy keeping this thing afloat would all but fail. It is barely still up. Very well done. This flying sword is going to attack the nearest combatant. That is Dagny. Hey, Dagny, you're actually not... You didn't roll initiative. Go ahead and do that.
We were.
Because I wasn't intending to go into fucking combat.
Yeah, Vishanti, you too. I'd really hate for you to not have a chance to defend yourself here.
Well, we were.
Well, my shield lasts for 1 round, so...
Yes, so at the top of the initiative is when that technically would ends.
Yes.
Join me
All
in
right.
the sword blender, Dagny.
Alright. This sword is looking quite nice. Unabated. And is going for Dagny. For a 21.
That'll hit.
You take a grand total of 7 slashing damage as it rolls pretty good. Alright. This sword is going to retaliate the one that you had struck. Dismas. It's coming at you with... Yeah! 21! And you take 6 slashing damage from this all but destroyed sword. As it would almost flutter to the ground, feigning death, and would quickly jab at you,
Oh, that
piercing into... Yep,
Sorry.
21.
Yeah, that definitely hits. How much damage was it?
6.
So, reduced to...
Normal slashing damage if you're,
Yeah, it's 3.
This sword is going for the nearest target. I'm gonna let a D2 decide.
Oh, by the way, man, even if it's magic physical, it's still resistant for barbarians.
Okay, I don't think these... Yeah, nothing is denoting these are magical attacks. It's just normal, so
Yeah,
don't have to worry
even
about
if
that.
it's magical, same thing.
Alright, this one is going for... Deciding to go for Dagny.
Again.
That is... a 16.
Well, AC is still 15, but I'm gonna go ahead and use Arcane Deflection to give myself a +2 against that.
Turning it to 17. As you would bolster that arcane shield as it flares even further to life as you see these incorporeal bolts reinforce the shield that you had created that holds it true against the fierce attack of this longsword. Whoever may have possessed this blade in life may have been someone of prowess, but your arcane is greater still. Alright.
Where's Vishanti looking right now?
Where is Vishanti looking?
You.
I'm staring daggers at you right now.
I'm staring swords at you.
Shut up.
It was playing all along. He's trying to kill you.
Alright. This sword is going for the cat boy. At 11, that is going to miss, as it would whiff, as it would be a close shave on your fur. New initiative, your shield would wear off. Alright, and this flying sword... let's let a D2 decide. Vishanti it is. Vishanti, it's coming at you.
Okay.
Yet another close shave, as you manage to duck down with an acrobatic prowess and avoid the attack. Nadira, you can see your newfound friends are being cut up.
Great. Love that for me. I'll go up to... Oh god, the music is so loud.
You can go to your volume mixer on your PC and lower
I was gonna
it
say,
down.
how can I...
Top right, there
Yeah.
should be a playlist icon where you can turn down the volume.
Okay.
It's the little music note.
Or you can
I
just
didn't
lower
know
your
I
browser
could
volume to
freaking do that.
Yep,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
set the volume as you see fit.
Whole time it's been in my ear. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to... Oh god, I have to count squares. Oh Jesus.
If you want a ruler,
Yeah.
over on the left controls, a little token controls, the top one, you'll see on the right there's a little measuring stick, and you can actually measure how far a distance is, just like that.
Great. Perfect. right, I'm gonna go around to this bitch. This one.
Yep,
That one.
that's 15 feet. You're good.
Huh. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Whack
go
it,
at it. I'll go at it with my flame blade again.
Yep.
'Cause why not?
That one's particularly weak. All right, go ahead and make the attack roll. Make sure you're not expending the spell slot as you make the attack roll,
Do
because
that.
you already have it.
Don't do that. Do that. And not that. Okay. See, it does that anyway.
13. As you would rend this thing in half, as you would turn the sword into molten bits of metal that clamber onto the ground harmlessly.
Great.
You did the thing.
Fucking
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. That brings us to this flying sword. It is going for Dagny. That is a 14 versus your AC.
Shield.
Shield, as it would, you would see the ironclad arcane shield fade, and you quickly expend magic within you to reinvigorate it, just blocking the thrust of a longsword. Cobweb.
Alrighty. Seeing the crazy flame blade in Nadira's hand, he's like, that's a good idea. As he let me see how much movement I have.
Oh, couldn't you cook the sword in your hand on that flame blade?
Maybe.
That could be cool.
He's going to move. My bad. Yeah, right here. He's going to make a longsword attack against this one, with disadvantage, I'd assume.
All right, you're bringing this guy with you. Yes, at disadvantage.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Oh, hold on. Well, let's see.
Beats it, beats it. You hit him.
Oh shit. Alrighty. Hold on.
4
Giant smite.
slashing. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. +5 damage.
Another 5. As you would land a successful blow, as this thing is withering in the air.
And then bonus action, grapple this guy.
Oh, you're going to double fist the
I'm
swords. I
going
love
to
it.
dual wield them.
Oh my god. All right.
Your mom let you
I
have
dual
two
wield
swords.
Athletics
them
roll.
and fly away. All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, it rolled a nat 20. Let's
Hold
see
on,
it beat a
hold on.
22, boy. Fuck! No!
Let's fucking go!
Oh, it rolled a crit, but you just... Oh.
The biggest.
You see that this thing has a particularly feistiness to it. This must have belonged to the hands of someone with prominence in their blade work. But you are just too fast, too strong, as you would grip the guard as it would thrash between your fingers, as with an expert flick of the wrist, you would get an expert grasp on that hilt. You are now dual-wielding animated daggers.
Fuck you! As he stares at the sword, still struggling in his hand, as he is going to action surge. 2 more attacks, or 1 attack against this guy, and if that succeeds, he's going to move over here. Depending on whether or not it dies, taking an opportunity attack.
Okay, just start off by making the attack roll with disadvantage, of course.
Ooh, okay, let's see.
Not so bad, not so bad.
Yeah.
Still
Okay.
hits.
That's what's up. And that's plus 1d6. Let's see here. Plus 4 damage.
13.
That's what's up.
As after expertly grabbing the sword, you would feel adrenaline surge through your veins as your musculature would pulse for a second, and with a blinding speed, you quickly would rend this sword in half.
He's just dual wielding them, laughing maniacally.
All right.
As he moves over here. Oh wait, yeah, 2 attacks for an attack action. I actually. Okay, and then another attack on this guy.
All right. Another attack with disadvantage as you pull these guys along.
Oh, come
my!
on.
If only you landed a double crit.
Oh, all right.
Still, dirty 20's a hit.
I'm going to Fire Rune on this one. Yeah, let's see.
I will advise, it is already weak.
It's already weak?
It's already looking weak.
All right.
And with, let's see,
that's plus 5 damage.
So
with
13.
that damage alone, it is destroyed. As you are going to town, just taking these things apart.
And that's my goal.
V.
Go beyond.
So those two are within the hands of Cobweb, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to attack this one then 3 times.
All right.
A quick attack.
Throw me some numbers. Yep. It was this one, right?
Yes.
All right. -8. You get a serious jab as it begins to falter.
That's a 4. No, I don't know why there's a +1.
A 4, you said?
Yeah, 4. So it's 12 piercing.
It's looking... All right. It's looking pretty weak. Still up, though. That's a hit. As I assume you're hitting the same thing?
Yes.
You would neutralize this one.
Awesome. And I will attack. I will walk up to this one and attack it with my offhand.
That's a hit.
Nice.
And with the damage you've done, you would neutralize this one as well. As you take that one out of the air. There we go. Update that. Anything else?
That is it.
As the only 2 remaining animated swords are the ones in each of the hands of Cobweb.
At the beginning of their turn, I keep forgetting to do this, but the things I grapple at the beginning of their turn, they take a D4 bludgeoning damage. So that's...
Do they now? All right.
Yeah, because unarmed fighting.
Okay.
So that's the 2 bludgeoning.
2 bludgeoning to each of them. All right. One is the one on the left is substantially weak. The other is still looking pretty good. They are going to... One is going to shoot off to the right. One is going to shoot off to the left as they are trying to break free. Make 2 strength checks for me.
Oh boy.
I want to be free.
Go! Hold on, advantage. Let's see what we get.
Oof.
Ugh. Okay, so that's one of them.
All right.
Okay. Not great.
Okay,
They are going nowhere.
let's go.
As you would reel them back in. You're not done with them. Dagny. You can see these 2 swords in each of his hands.
You should stab Vishanti. Hello.
Amazon!
Can I just focus one of my attacks on one of these swords that Cobweb is holding?
Sure.
So I fired.
I'm gonna throw a firebolt at the one in his... The one on, the left.
Okay. They are grappled. Does this affect the roll in any way? Let me check this.
It doesn't, as long as they're not.
I think its
prone.
speed is
Yeah.
0. I know that much. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just make an attack roll.
18.
Dang.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, that... Alright, the one on the left did not have much health to begin with, and it would be disseminated into many bits of molten metal that would clamor against the stone. There's one left.
Well, I only have one attack, so that is
All
my
right.
turn.
Dismiss.
Scooting up there and attacking recklessly the one in his hand.
Go for it.
Hey!
Well,
Yeah!
see how much the crit does.
I really doubt it'll survive this, but throw me some numbers.
Alright, second attack with advantage. And then the last claw with advantage.
Yeah. How do you finish it off?
I imagine I move forward. The blood forming in the claw breaks off to become kind of 5 tendrils made of blood that shoot out and wrap around the sword, kind of grabbing one end of the sword while Cobweb has the handle, and we just pull in opposite directions.
And there is a metal clang as this thing would be overcome by the strong forces of either party as the magic would disperse, ending combat.
I imagine Cobweb's still holding the hilt. He's like,
Oh, you was a good boy.
as he lets it clatter to the ground.
Rest in peace, you won't be missed. So that happened, for sure.
Yeah. What the hell
Dagny just slowly turns around and is looking at Vishanti.
Talk about trauma bonding.
And she will very slowly walk up and get nose to nose with him.
Are you on your tippy toes? He is 6'7".
I'm chest to chest with him. I'm getting in his space.
Punch
You
a
would do
bit.
so.
Have anger, regret.
And I will look up at him as his. If you see somebody casting a spell and is dedicated to it, you do not interrupt them! What the fuck were you thinking?
He straightens out his back, scratches the back of his hair, looks up, avoids eye contact, then regains eye contact.
You absolute fucking stray.
You are a detriment to the team.
Dak, you gain a point of inspiration. That was great.
I saw you dedicate your time to that spell. A spell that has nothing to do with combat. When your teammates were in danger. And you did nothing.
And yet you dragged me through a fucking pedestal of fucking swords.
And I'll drag you through lava if it meant that you were there for the fight.
You could have got both of us killed.
And that what? Maybe they would have been killed. How would you know? This is what I'm talking about. You're so selfish. The team is always up there for your mistakes, your costs, your use of abusing. We're just tools to you, aren't we? This one will have no part of it. This is why you can't have a family. This is why your friends die. It's because you don't put them above yourself.
She's going to reach into the bag of holding, pull out one of the scrolls of teleportation circle, and shove it into Vishanti's hands. If you don't want to be here, then go.
I'm here for my own damn reasons, but I want this to be very clear. As he takes he pockets the scroll.
I'm here for my own damn reasons. But I just wanted to be very clear. You're not the leader here. This is a democracy. You're not the one in charge. Remember that. And what are you going to do? Run to your mommy inquisitor? Complain? Oh, boo fucking who?
She will go ahead and start charging up a fireball.
Yeah, no, I'm getting in between them at this point.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
and that's where I interject.
I'm going for a grapple.
Yeah, I'm getting in between them, kind of pushing them back a bit.
V just sticks up his hands.
He's ready for 50 counts.
No, he does that when when a player
players in like sports get in confrontation, and one gets very aggressive, but the other one sticks up their hands to show the ref they're not involved.
Yep.
That's what he's doing.
So long as you're backing up, I'm not touching
So
you.
he's just step, backing up.
Enough, the both of you.
Last I checked, you joined Patrol 26.
No. Last I checked, we were forced to work together because of your stupid object.
And like I said, you don't have to be here if you don't want to.
Then why don't you leave?
I very well could. But how will the rest of you get home?
The old-fashioned way.
Alright. I'm done
Good
with
luck.
the pissing contest. Relax.
I'm not
Alright.
trying to piss. I was in the middle of getting a very important
It's-
information.
It's a fucking figure of speech. You're all both acting like hatchlings. Fucking cubs.
As he sort of picks Dagny up by her collar.
You both need a fucking timeout. Right now.
You need to get your fucking pet under control.
Cobweb is a valued member of this team.
He is.
And you,
He points to Vashani.
you stay the fuck out of it. Alright? You go cool off too.
Okay. He just walks away.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Alright.
He sets Dagny down.
Sure.
Uh,
Sorry, Miss Nadira. This isn't usually how it goes. Well, it is, but there's usually, well,
I
No,
love
I guess
people who have bigger family problems than me. This is great.
you know, I kind of like that style. Anyway, well, shit, what are we going to go from here? Go, alright, Dagny, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go, cast your spell in peace, and then we're gonna forget this ever happened.
Clear back.
Yeah, my bad. Fuck.
Clear the pedestal off. We're going home.
as he goes to move the teeny tiny little sword pieces off of the pedestal.
You would sweep them off and would clear a way for Dagny to perform her work.
As Dagny is going to pick up the legend lore scroll she had to drop to protect herself and put it away, and pull out one of the other scrolls of teleportation circle and begin casting it.
Silverhide, let's take a bit before you start setting that up, alright?
Convince me, Dismas.
Those automatons back there, smart enough to talk, know some things, I imagine. Perhaps even know where that book is being kept. Or hell, a lead at the very least.
And I was working on that before Vishanti interrupted me.
He did. And I understand that led to you getting cut up. As well as him.
Not only getting cut up, he ruined perfectly good work. I was halfway through the spell before he started dragging me into danger. Do you know how much of a liability that is? To everything that I'm working for?
I'm aware of that. But tearing into each other right now ain't helping nothing.
Fine, you tell him that. I'm going to go talk to them. And she will walk off towards the room.
Storm off you would.
I'll go ahead and move over to Shanti. Reach into my bag, pull out a roll of bandages for him to at least get stop the bleeding on those cuts of his. Hand it over.
Oh, I was never hit.
Oh, you weren't?
Nope.
Never mind then. Red
Oh wow,
combat.
you're a fool.
You can use them on me, I
No, you
guess.
can still say you're taking the bandages. You'd be like, nah. I just
Yeah.
got some sort of shaved.
A close shave of the whiskers, perhaps, but otherwise unharmed.
Yeah, I'll toss it over to the other two because I know they got your. D-Rex
Also,
got hit.
Mountain Rune would have worn off by now.
I can heal myself. I don't need it.
All right then. I'll use it on the wound I opened up myself earlier, and simply just speak with the cat man.
Like, you see him, he's taking out some dried up jerky of some kind and starts gnawing on it. He's not chewing it because he's hungry. It's more of that chew of you chew gum to alleviate stress.
Mm. Well,
That got heated bloody.
it did. I understand your intention of having everybody together for a scuffle. It's smart, but didn't end well, as I'm sure you agree.
Live and learn. In my haste to have the team back the team up, I, be honest, it slipped that it was a pressure plate.
It was a mistake. I understand it. It wasn't your intention. These things happen. And of course I understand, well, both of you were pissed at one another. But you have to understand, Shanti, you're at a line there with what you were saying.
After weeks of been with her, it's been building up, and without proper line of communication, yeah, I could see why it built up.
All right?
Yeah, it's
I
just so much,
understand you.
and it's hard not to blame her because, hell, a bunch of this shit happened because of the shit Patrol 29 has done. I don't want to point not fingers, but much of what has transpired was by the reactions of our colleague Dagny.
You have to understand, nobody's perfect.
I don't want anyone perfect. They'd be boring.
Right.
Though
Anyway.
what I would ask for is someone that puts the team first, no matter what.
Something to
Yeah,
tell
you say that, but the thing is, we ain't little goblins no more. And given that I'm the biggest, you don't have the luxury of worrying about me.
But Cobweb, I have been within the field with you the longest, and I know your strengths. But I'm still going to worry for your safety.
Well, you can worry all you want. I'm just saying there's no need for it.
I get that, but it's a sign that I care that you make it out alive.
And yeah, that's cool and all. That's my job. Just worry about doing your thing, okay? See, the thing is, since I'm the biggest, none of you are allowed to die before me. Is what you don't seem to understand. None of you, I literally won't let you. You don't have my permission to die. So, as long as I'm here, you don't have to worry about that. All right?
It's something you can blame my mother for. She taught me how to worry.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I want to be heading over to ensure Silverhide's all right. Just all you stay together. Don't touch anything till we're back. And once everything's calmed down, see if you and Silverhide can come to an understanding, at least.
I'll ask a favor for both of you, since both of you have remained quite a neutral party. I won't ask this of you. I'm sorry, I never caught your name. We never really introduced you. It was a very quick introduction. What was your name, Miss
Oh, my name is Nadira.
Nadira? I will try to remember that, but I'm not good with names. I apologize. But since you are new and without context, actually no, that makes you in a great position. Since you're very neutral, you have no ties. I would prefer if we could sit down, us three of you, well, you three, as not negotiators. What's that word?
Mediators?
Mediators. Yes, thank you. As we air our air quotes concerns and air quotes.
Your grievances. I gotcha. Everyone just
Yeah.
hold tight till then. As I'm fucking off.
I don't know how to mediate, but I will remember to punch you in the forehead if you get out of pocket.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you want to start touching things? There's lots of shinies in there and also a corpse.
Fuck, you know me too well. Wait,
Oh boy.
as I obviously see the dead mimic, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm kicking both chests.
Thump! And thump! And there would be no signs of life from either of them. You would notice that this one is already partially opened and has been looted. The one to your left, however, has not.
I'll give it a little opie-opies.
You give it a little opie-opies. And
Sounds like I'm
you
giving
would,
it a frickin' opium.
you'd open it. And you would notice that there is an assortment of candle wicks and writing utensils.
Ooh.
And you would find one particular candle that has some inscriptions in the wax, runes of some kind, some sort of arcane incantations. And within the grooves of those runes, you would see that there is a faint glimmer, suggesting that this candle is magically significant in some way.
Put it all. Wait, for the you writing utensils in here, would it be enough to have a calligraphy set?
Let me calligraphy sets.
It'd probably be a writing set, actually. Writing
Calligrapher
kit.
supplies. If they just consist of inkwells and quill pens, then yes.
All right, I'll put that.
You guys do have writing utensils anyways, and an abundance of parchment. So, yeah.
And in similar fashion, I'm gonna try to Kratos this chest, just smashing it
Hell yeah.
Okay. With what, your fists?
with my fucking gobby mitts.
Alright. Go ahead and just make some unarmed strike damage rolls for me.
Yeah. Oh. Not great.
Here.
This chest is a lot stronger than it looks.
Here, it's wobbly. That's what caused you to not do so well. Here, I'll stabilize it for you.
Yeah.
Right there.
You're right, that makes sense.
Also get a nice running start. Get that momentum build.
Yeah. Drop kick.
Just running out
Yeah.
chest and
All right,
drop
let's-
kicking it.
Yeah.
And I'll hold the chest so he drop kicks it well, and I'll give him a motivational speech like, yeah, hit it hard. Hit it hard like
Thump! As it would recoil against the stone. It's pretty sturdy.
That's me. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Don't worry about it.
Cure wounding myself. Great.
Okay, wait. Okay, so hitting it's not working, obviously. Oh, we're gonna have to use our 8 brains for this one.
As he opens it,
You would open it, and you would see that there was some form of shimmer along the lock, as it appears there is a flash and a release of energy. Roll a D100.
oh fuck's sake.
God.
Oh shit! No, it's a Elden Ring teleportation chest.
Oh, okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah!
What do we got?
Wait,
Ivy.
isn't that-
I forget. Didn't I say let's not fuck with things until we're all regrouped? And you just
Yeah.
immediately do it.
You did.
You ready
God
for some
protect
shenanigans?
Because I mean it. Yeah. If
Some
they shenan once,
tomfoolery
they're gonna
even?
shenan again.
Wait, here's the thing.
Hey,
Didn't he
You would-
roll a 90 to lose 10?
it's just a D100.
Yeah.
And you rolled an 80, as you would see a pink puff of energy release, as you hear as you would see a small cloud of these pinkish purple arcane incantations just swirl around you, and you feel your skin bolster in some way, as you rolled good for some reason. Alright, you are protected from fiends for 1 day. Such creatures cannot attack you or harm you unless they succeed on a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC. And you would have an innate understanding of what just transpired, as there was some form of trickery that was among the lock to that chest, and it seems to have worked favorably for you, as you feel protected.
High five.
This chest clearly knows better.
Oh yes, it's the magic chest.
Yeah.
Oh
big
hail the magic chest!
one. Alrighty.
I feel downright saintly right now.
Anyway.
Wait a minute. Cobweb.
Mm.
This survived a drop kick from you.
Yeah.
Now what if you're in your big form and you chuck it at someone?
Oh. See, there's an idea, but the thing is, my body can't handle being big all the time. I'd have to lug it around like this.
Nah, true.
Good idea, though. Shit.
Yeah, like it survives a drop kick from you from like 10 feet behind. Like, it's built.
Alrighty. That's all I wanted to do. Some
Shoot it through
some
your
general
crossbow.
tomfoolery.
Alright.
It would be funny if I, like, as soon as I leave the room, I hear an explosion behind me.
That, honestly, for real, that could have happened.
That is kind of what do you call it? On brand.
Alright. And you would find a series of curious things within. First and foremost, you would see your goblin eyes would immediately gravitate towards a very small and shiny object that you would pick up. It appears to be a shiny ring made of some form of decadent metal, the exterior of which is covered in dozens of tiny spikes. In the center is a small ocean blue sapphire, at the center of which is a tiny white sphere. It's unclear what that sphere is and how it was placed within the gem, but it appears to be a brilliant little bauble regardless. Secondly, you find a polished tin hand mirror with a yellowing bone handle.
Ooh.
You would also find a small, round, dark wood buckler with a symbol of a silver tree emblazoned onto it.
Oh, sorry. Say that last one again. That's fine.
It's a dark wood buckler with a silver tree on it.
Neat.
I heard something way different.
He's just going through his chest.
Mine, and that's mine.
And he looks into the mirror.
Oh, burned, slashed, and doused in acid, and I'm still so fucking sexy.
I just pluck the mirror out and I'm like, damn, my hair got too long. I gotta get a haircut.
Yeah, you're
You would
looking kind of
notice-
shaggy.
one of your your whiskers is like slightly shorter than the other, and you realize you got a close shave from one of those swords.
Dang it. They couldn't have done the whole job. Just part. No tip.
And
I
that
already
would
gave
be,
him the tip.
and
That's
that would be
true.
it for looting this room.
Yeah.
As
Which
you would
one-
wrap things up here with Nadira nearby. Nadira, are you doing anything in particular?
Kind of just staring around, trying to remember why this is familiar to me, how I know it, placing myself geographically.
Roll history.
T-posing
Right.
ominously.
Yeah, T-posing, having an existential crisis in the corner. You know, the usual. Okay, do I just click history? That's all I have
Yep.
to do. Great. Gonna suck. Hey, not bad.
Hey.
That's a pretty good meatball.
It's pretty good. Hey, my horse's name is Meatball, so yeah.
You'd recall, and there are vague memories, flashes of familiarity that are slowly forming a increasingly clear puzzle in your head. And as you stare among this foyer, you would remember a series of foot traffic that would come in and out, originating from these steps that would come from within. This place never seemed to have such an emphasis on automatons and animated metal. It seems as though that this place was stripped of its original purpose and meant to serve as a staging ground for warfare almost. And the name Theodesius would ring in your head for a moment, and the most that you can discern from that is they were someone of prominence, someone of status, someone who was a pioneer in their craft. And them having relevance here almost doesn't come as a shock to you. It's almost like something you would expect. More than that is hard to come by, but there would be flashes of memories of at one point there was furnishings along the center room, tables and desks. This used to be a much more peaceful place once upon a time.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go stand along the wall and just wait for everybody else to figure out what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, you would take a moment away from everyone else to catch your breath, process your surroundings, and take in everything that just took place within the combat and the drama. It's kind of a lot. As Dismas would make his way to Dagny, and given time constraints, that is a good place to end this session.
Oh boy.
Dang, these last few sessions have been oops all bangers, dude.
Yeah.